stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to it. Hope your Wednesday's going well.
Wednesday.
A little warmer Wednesday.
It's Thursday first. Did
I say Thursday?
Yeah. Sorry, I did two times already today.
My brain's fried, I guess.
I had to recut a track. I said Thursday, so yeah. We're pushing the week ahead.
Well, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week.
Yeah, buddy.
Hope your Wednesday's going a little warmer today than yesterday, I think.
I went through an internal conversation. I'm like, is it Thursday? I didn't watch wrestling. It's Wednesday.
So I did think all day yesterday was Wednesday.
Yeah?
Like I was in Artesia, which I normally do on Tuesdays, but I still kept thinking, Wednesday? It's not.
It's not.
I did watch the State of the Union last night. All hour and whatever, 20 minutes or whatever. It was long.
No, it always is.
It
always is. I mean, it's a 30-minute speech.
This one seemed longer.
No, it's a 30-minute speech, but with all the standing ovations.
Oh, with the clapping.
It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm saying this one seemed longer than previous.
Oh, really?
That's what I was trying.
Okay.
To me, maybe it was just the content, but
maybe it was just a tougher watch.
But and I will tell you this, my opinion.
Did they talk about that giant balloon?
No.
I'm talking about Jennifer Madonna specifically, not the Chinese thing.
No, they didn't. Okay. Either balloon.
Okay.
Or 99 balloons, or any balloons. No balloons were mentioned.
No low left balloons.
There was a slight line about China and agreeing, and it was very. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of. Don't pay attention to what's in my right hand. Mm-hmm. Check out what's over here, kind of thing. But I will say this. The pundits.
Sorry, I just had that scene in Blazing Saddles. Yeah, but this is my shooting hand. The pundits, the news media, they're I think they're already loving the speech because to be honest, he I think he did a good job of kind of talking and sounding like, because that's what he's good at. Kind of talking like a guy that. Is one of you kind of thing. And I think he did that side of it pretty good. Like, I think some people are going to resonate with that. Conservative pundits are going to shoot it all down. And, there was a lot that made me, because there was a few times where he had, like he called out about Social Security and all that and saying, some Republicans want to take all that away. And then the Republicans all said, like, no, that's never something we said. And so he's like, well, and so he actually spun that into a way that a lot of people are going to think he handled it well. Okay.
But then he started throwing something. Oh, and then he did get basically when he was talking about fentanyl, someone yelled out, so many people were killed. I don't remember the stat or number he said, and then basically one of the Congress people yelled out, "It's your fault." And that one rattled him a little bit. You could kind of tell he just stopped and gave this stare. You're like, ooh. It was very reminiscent of what's his name's puppet. Shoot, his name just went out of my head.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The stupid puppet. Mm-hmm.
Ahmed, not the guy who does Ahmed.
Walter,
Well,
thank you.
Walter.
The Walter puppet. Yeah,
Right.
he just the beady eyes and the way he's
I
looking.
don't know 100% if one is based on the other, but I feel like he based that puppet on Biden. I mean, I know it's
Maybe.
been out before Biden was president, but like even when he was vice president,
Well, Biden's been around for a million years.
he has that
and
same look.
He's been in the spotlight for a
Or-
million years as a senator or something.
Or
you
it's
know?
just a doggone coincidence. I don't know. But either way, yeah.
I think it's just the official look of the grumpy old man.
Jeff Dunham. Why couldn't I
Jeff
think of
Dunham, that
name?
was the name. I could not.
Well, you know what's sad is as it bubbled under, because I watched it go under the murky waters of my brain,
Mm-hmm.
Terry Fader came up for some stupid reason.
He's also a puppet.
He is also a puppeteer, but it just, I don't know why Terry Fader popped. It's like you're trying to think of Coke and you think of Pepsi. Dang it.
But yeah, so I mean, it was what it was last night. Go on, move about your day, and life goes back to
I
normal.
figure it's like the Grammys or the Oscars or any other of those things. I'll catch the highlights the next day.
Oh yeah,
You know?
and you'll get it at nauseum today. You're going to
sure.
hear. I mean, Hugh Hewitt was talking all about during his show. I'm sure Travis and Sexton and Levin and everybody else is going to be talking about it too.
Yeah.
So, but that's just what I observed. But I sat there and watched that whole thing. Even though I so wanted to watch reruns of Big Bang Theory after that, over I'm just like, at one point I was like,
What
is this thing
compelled you
gonna
to
over?
stay?
My job. My job. As a person that sits in radio, I
Right,
feel
sure. But knowing that you could, even an hour after the fact, go back and just catch the highlights.
I don't know. I feel like I need to see it as it's happening.
I understand.
You know what I mean? Like if there's something, because it's live, if something goes down, I kind of want to say I witnessed it rather
Yeah.
than catch the replayed, edited version.
So you watch the State of the Union for the same reason anybody else watches the Flying Willindas, just in case some nonsense goes down.
Waiting for the train wreck. Yeah.
That's funny.
Such is life. All right, let me give you the rundown for today's show. Actually, we'll kind of keep this going a little bit here in just a few minutes. It is the second Wednesday of the month. That means we talk to the folks from the Chaves County Federated Republican Women here in just a few, because their next meeting will be 1 week from today. And so we're going to have President Joan Bouet join us, and she'll give us a rundown and talk a little bit about what they're up to and preview next week's luncheon that they'd love to have you be a part of. I know the RSVPs are generally at the end of the month, but it's delicious Mexican food, so we'll ask her. But I think they'll let you slip in an RSVP, even though it's February 7th or 6th, whatever today is.
You're cutting it close, but
We'll figure it out. Today's the 8th.
today is the 8th. Yeah.
Wow!
I know. I know.
Happy Thursday. Just kidding. All right, and so we'll do that this hour. In the 8 o'clock hour, and 9 o'clock, we're going to replay some interviews. Robert Sherman joined us, talking a little history and a little Walker, gave us an update on Walker Aviation Museum. We'll play that in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we had Joanne from the Chaves County Health Council, and she also had some folks from Pinwheel Healing Services talk about mental health and free things they provide for people. So we're going to play that for you about 9:15 or so.
Very good.
Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the news of the local variety, the national variety, and, of course, Wall Street business updates and whatever else will pop up in our cabases today.
Or slowly sink down into the murky waters of our brain.
And just resonate there.
As Terry Fader rises up.
The rise of Fader. It is 7:14. Let's get you up to date on the weather. A little less cooler than yesterday, but a little roller coastery still this week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 30 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. I don't see anything remotely like this around here, but they say you could see some patchy freezing fog, maybe out in the county, certain areas, till about 9 a.m. But for the most part, sunny skies today. Highs near 60, just skirting under 58 today. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 this morning. We'll be picking up 15 to 20 later this afternoon, so a little breezy. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 31 degrees and west winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, another chilly day and windy. High of only 48 under sunny skies. Winds out of the north 10 to 20 early, increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 45 tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, overnight low of 19. Yep, bring in the, turn on the spigots and all that good stuff Thursday night. Winds out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, sunny skies, highs back near 50 with northwest winds 5 to 10. And then weekend warming up a little nicer. Saturday, sunny and 60. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 67 for a high. So still should be okay for Super Bowl festivities. But Sunday night and into Monday, we're looking at chances at rain showers. Talking about 30% chance of rain for Sunday night, Monday. And we'll see. We'll see how that shapes up. All right, it is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break. And then on the other side, we'll have Joan Bouet, the president of the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
In New Mexico, the leading cause of death is heart disease, but it is preventable. This Heart Health Month, celebrate with Artesia General Hospital at a special presentation from the cardiology specialist at Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico. They'll be joined by special guest Sherry Wells, Executive Director of the American Heart Association. Join us on Thursday, February 16th at 5:30 p.m. in the Green Chili Cafe. For more information, please visit Artesia General Hospital's Facebook page. One beat at a time, we're here for every heart.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Time to reload with LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition has reloaded and is stocked up, and that means the best selection in the state just got even better. Now through Valentine's Day, get 10% off all firearms, 15% off all safes, 20% off micro conversion kits, and up to 20% off all accessories. Plus, LGS gift cards make the perfect gift for Valentine's Day. LGS Guns and Ammo, Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo, across from Target in Roswell and at lgsguns.com.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, President Joan Bouet back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
How are you today?
I am excellent, thank you.
Very good.
Busy day, but glad to be here.
Well, I notice your eyes aren't too bleary, so you must have not fell asleep too long during the State of the Union last night.
we had company last night, Mike.
Did you have a viewing party?
No.
Okay. I know some people like to play drinking games during things like this. And
no.
I got a feeling those people were very hungover this morning.
You're probably right.
Absolutely. But for folks not familiar, the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, I'm part of it. You can kind of figure out they support and help folks in the Republican Party in the state of New Mexico here locally, work with candidates, things like that. But when they're not doing election stuff, they're in Santa Fe talking to our legislators and raising awareness on certain bills and things that are coming to pass right now. But the other side too is education and educating the public on things, how the sausage is made, but also working as a service group too, working with our nonprofits and things, and helping people in the community that have nothing to do with politics.
You're absolutely right, Mike. As a matter of fact, 5 of the Chavez County Republican women went up to Santa Fe on Friday. The New Mexico Federation of Republican Women had their winter meeting.
Okay.
And 17 clubs from around the state were involved. We did have a legislative reception for our Republican legislators on Friday evening. So we got to talk with them, take pictures with them, and see that they're being pretty beaten up, Mike.
Sure, I imagine that.
Yes.
Well, I know we're blessed to have folks like Greg Nybert and Candy Spence-Ezell, and of course we all know Representative Greg Nybert recently got a few more things added to his to-do list here. Congratulations to him as the minority whip here, but we've been talking with them for years. They've been fighting, and they fight a losing battle every year where they're kind of that. I feel like they're almost they're that line in the sand that they have to hold every time just to keep, something at bay sometimes. So it'd be nice to give them a little help, but in the meantime, they do great work, trying to, hold people accountable and do the things that this legislature is supposed to do and keep them on task for that. So.
Well, we are praying for them, obviously, that they stay strong and stick to our conservative beliefs. And they are all doing a phenomenal job for
Absolutely.
us. We're very proud of them.
Yeah. If you do, by the way, go to Santa Fe for any reason, various things, and you'd like to check in, I mean, obviously go through the proper protocols, make appointments or, reach out. But they do love visits and things from folks, especially, when they get, end of month 1 and getting into month 2 of being up there in Santa Fe. They kind of crave. Sometimes they get to go home for a little bit, but for the most part, they're stuck in Santa Fe for 2 months.
They are stuck in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they didn't even get out of meetings like till 7:30, 8 o'clock on Friday night.
Yeah.
They were in meetings all day.
So if you happen to be there and want to bring a little piece of home, they love that kind of stuff, and it kind of recharges the batteries and stuff. I've talked to Greg specifically, and he says he does look forward to when he gets things like that from constituents and stuff. So.
You're right. We actually try to email them, text them, tell them to stay strong.
Yeah.
We're thinking about them.
Yep, they need to. Well, they got to lean on us to help fight too. We're leaning on them to do the right thing for New Mexico and for us, but they're leaning on us for support and strength and ammo.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. But what we'd like to do is invite everyone out to the next Chavez County Federated Republican meeting. They always meet the third Wednesday of every month for lunchtime at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. And so next Wednesday, 1 week from today, just so happens to be the third Wednesday of the month. I know it's kind of weird because the Tuesdays and everything line up a little weird this month, but next Wednesday will be our third Wednesday, and so we would love to have everyone come on out. We're talking, you get to meet some of the representatives from New Mexico that'll be serving on the national RNC board, right? Is that?
Yes. As a matter of fact, Mike, our guest speaker is Tina Zook.
Okay.
And Tina is our Republican National Committee woman from the state of New Mexico.
Okay.
She will basically be talking about what are her responsibilities to the Republican National Committee.
Okay.
And how she helps New Mexico. That will be the topic of her conversation.
Her job is to get our voices to the Republican Party nationally from here in New Mexico. When they're at the meetings and they're, deciding what the agenda, what they want to champion, she's the one telling them, hey, don't forget about our stuff here in New Mexico.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you like to know our menu?
I would. I'm a food connoisseur, so come for the or come for the food, stay for the information, but use the food to all right. I can sit an hour and enjoy some delicious food.
You're right. Let me tell you, this month we're having a Mexican buffet.
Okay, you can't go wrong with that here.
Beef enchiladas, chili rellenos, Spanish rice, refried beans, tortillas, a salad, brownies, and of course iced tea and water.
Nice. So
and that's a $16 fee.
Nice. And that'll get, of course, you get a full lunch here. They do ask that you RSVP to help them so they have no account numbers and everything. You can do so if you're a Facebook user. Just look for Chaves County Federated Republic of Women. I encourage you to like and follow it, but then you'll find a link there to RSVP for the meeting every month, including the one for next week. If you see any Chaves County Federated Republican woman, they can get you set up too. If you happen to know any at work or some of your social clubs and things, they'll be happy to get you invited and set up too. And of course, you can come for lunch and pay for lunch. But if you're not hungry, you just want to come for the meeting, you're more than welcome to do that. You don't have to pay for a full lunch unless you just want to.
Absolutely, we certainly welcome everybody to come and join us and listen to our guest speaker.
Yeah, some of us are on diets, and I know you haven't broke your resolution yet, so I get it.
Mike, I'd like to also mention that this month, which is Valentine's Day, we will be delivering goodies to the Assurance Home.
Oh, cool.
We've been doing that for 12 years. This month, they will be getting handmade Valentine cards.
Oh, nice.
Ice cream and beautiful cupcakes.
So a little celebration for the Assurance Home kids and things. And for folks that aren't familiar, the Assurance Home is an amazing group facility. I always joke, it's not a joke, but I joke that it's literally an oasis in Roswell because you go there and even forget all of the great work they do with the kids and all that. Just going to that place, it's like you're walking in another world. It's like the trees and it's we live in a brown part of the country. We just do. And you go there and you're like, it's kind of feels like a East Coast, garden kind of
almost
atmosphere.
a resort.
Yeah. But they do. They really help these kids that are really having issues, difficulties and things, and really working with them and getting them to a point where they're solidifying their foundation and providing these kids with a place to go afterwards, with skills, so if they want to pursue college or pursue a career or whatever, these kids will have the tools to do that. And they do an amazing job of helping these kids. And they do it through all these different confidence boosting and it takes them out of their comfort zone doing these cool things. And then when they achieve it, they get confidence, they get success, and next thing you know, they're tackling the world. So it's a great organization. They
actually 12 to 18-year-olds, and these are homeless and at-risk youth, and we celebrate them at Christmas time, Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, and the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So we are very involved with them.
We need more holidays so you can get other days to help them.
Thank you, Mike.
But that is it's a great organization, and by the way, if you're looking to get involved, and I don't know what their volunteer status is, but if you're looking at a place to make a difference and not sure where to go, that's a good place to take a look.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mike. Yes,
good deal. So this Valentine, by supporting the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, coming out and being a part of the events and becoming a member, if you'd like to, you're also supporting great entities like the Assurance Home. So
absolutely, yes.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Excellent. So is that going to be on Valentine's Day? Are you going to surprise them?
We are actually going in the morning on Valentine's Day so that they can have these treats when they have dinner that evening.
Nice. Well, hopefully it's a nice day weather-wise.
Absolutely. Yes.
Very good. Speaking of getting involved, like we said, come out next Wednesday and you can talk to any of the members and they'll be happy to tell more about it. But always looking for new members. And by the way, fellas, you do not have to be a woman to be a member of the Chaves County Federated Republican Women. There are, it's kind of like an auxiliary or a men's chapter that also works as part of it. Works in concert with the Federated Republican Women, but men are needed too. So if you like to get involved, come with your wife or come on down and just learn about what you can do to get involved. So.
These are our associate members, and we certainly welcome them. We have a lot of men that attend our meetings.
Good.
So we're very pleased with that, Mike.
Good deal. I'm glad to hear it because I know some people, Guys will look for excuse because they'll think if it sounds like a baby shower, they're out, and it's like, oh, that's a woman thing, I'm out. So we're just trying to say, it's okay. Come and eat enchiladas, come and eat a relleno, and come listen and hear about what's going on in the Republican Party.
Please, absolutely. Welcome. We welcome them.
And you know what? I would even offer this. If you're wanting to step up, make a difference, maybe you're thinking, you know what? Next election cycle, I think I'd like to start running for office and things. Maybe maybe shoot for a local office before maybe not start right a governor or something, but if you're thinking maybe I could be a city councilor, maybe I can be a county commissioner, something like that. Start coming to the meetings, start talking to people, start kind of figuring out that process and getting and learning about the ins and outs of getting that kind of and meeting the people and stuff like that. That's making connections. That's just as important as, you guys educating and telling what's going on, but making those connections and meeting people and from that spawning other great things in our community. So there's a lot of ancillary stuff that's part of these meetings too. It's not just the subject matter that, with your guest speaker and everything.
As a matter of fact, I met with Eric Call, who is our Republican County Chairman, and we are going to work very closely together with him. This is our planning year. 2024 is our election year.
Okay.
We have a lot of planning to do. We're going to work together. We're going to make this. We're going to keep Chaves County red.
We can all talk about your opinions on the redistricting and stuff, but we got a wrench in the works on that one. And I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to take a while to fix this one. You know what I mean? And we've got our work cut out for us. And it starts at this level. Starts right coming to these meetings and being a part of it. That's how you make a difference. And if you're not happy with what you've been seeing the last year in this state, and you're just sitting there on Facebook and not doing, yelling at people about it, do more. Get involved. Come out to the meeting next week. Get your sleeves wrapped up or rolled up and getting into something. Maybe find a candidate that you really believe in and support them hard. Get them get involved in campaigning for them, helping them out, signs, things like that. Again, when we get to that part here, we're not quite there right now, but when we are here in about a year from now, Republican women, Chaves County Federated Republican Women are a source to help you and get you connected to all those things. So.
Actually, it is our mission to always inform and educate the Republican voters here in Chaves County. And I think we have done a good job in doing so, Mike. It takes a lot of work, but there is a good payoff.
Mm-hmm. And just, this is my opinion, but, you're dealing with people that are doing some pro moves on us to really do what they can to take away liberties. That's what it is. There's no other way to polish that turd. It's what it is. This is this is redistricting, the way it was done. And if you don't tell me it's not gerrymandering, then you don't know what gerrymandering is. That's exactly what happened here. And we're kind of left holding the bag. It's like, it stinks, but the courts aren't going to listen to it. Nobody's going to hear anything about it. So this is the pill we got to swallow. So what do we do with it? All right, we'll take lemons and make lemonade here. So that's what we got to do. So please get involved. Get in there. And now more than ever, now that we kind of been put behind the 8 ball as far as getting conservative representation out there, then it's time for us to do our thing to make sure that happens.
I might also mention, Mike, that I am meeting with the young Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
I have talked with several of them. They will be attending our luncheon as our guest. And we need to start grooming our young people to get very involved here in Chaves County.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the thing is we get a lot of retirees and folks like that, and we love every one of them, but yeah, we need some young blood to pass the baton so we can go sit on our porches and yell at people to get off our lawn.
Well, speaking about young people, we are going to have an essay contest this month.
Okay.
And it will be on patriotism, and we will be probably hitting the 8th graders here in Chaves County.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So be on the lookout for that. We'll probably talk about more here in future visits on the radio. And this is part of that outreach side, too. Scholarships, things like that for kids. A lot of that going on through the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, too. But, yeah, this is the time to step up and act and to get involved. I will tell you this. People that don't believe the things you believe, are already working for the next cycle, you need to be doing the same.
You are absolutely right. Thank you, Mike. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and that's where you have to understand this here. So please come to the meetings. At very least, educate yourself. So when you go to vote, when it's that time, you're voting for things that you can say that this is what you're for, as opposed to, and that's unfortunately, I really feel like our elections have turned into American Idol popularity contest, and it's like, well, that guy seems cool, and it's like, that's wonderful, but can he run a country? And it's like, I don't know.
We did go over the voting with the Republican Party, and we actually did better than we had expected in this election. And as I said before, we did keep Chaves County red, and that is our hope to continue to do that.
Well, if we don't keep fighting, we're going to lose it too. That's what's going to happen. I mean, it's just the truth. So get involved. Come out and start by eating delicious enchiladas and rellenos next Wednesday. Come listen. Come hear what I have to say, and come see get your head out of the sand and come see what's going on in our world, and let's do something to make it better. So.
Well, Mike, I appreciate you having me on. It's
Anytime.
Always a delight to be
Anytime.
here. And hopefully get our message out to your listeners.
Absolutely. Again, folks, go to the Chaves County Federated Women's Republic. I just botched that. The Chaves County Federated Republican Women's Facebook page. Go there. You'll see a link to RSVP for the luncheon and meeting next Wednesday.
The 15th.
The 15th. You start 11:30?
The doors open at 11:30. Lunch is served at 12 noon.
At high noon. So get there a little early, get you a good spot, and then we'll get everything underway about noon. You'll be done about 1. And so if you have to go back to work and all that. So
exactly.
So maybe cut out of the office a few minutes early to get over to lunch, and then come back and be back by lunch is over there. Yeah. And then set your calendar every third Wednesday of the month at noon. Come on out to the convention center. That way you just know, because each month will be a different speaker, a different topic to educate you on and get you ready for it, especially as we get closer to the next election cycle here.
Absolutely.
So, good deal.
Absolutely.
And do you guys have a website too where people can
We
reach
do
stuff?
not.
Okay,
do
so
not.
all strictly on the Facebook there.
Absolutely.
But and then of course, if you want to get more involved, become a member or volunteer or get more involved in what's going on, please reach out next Wednesday. Come on and talk to any. If you can't make the meeting, shoot a message to the Facebook page and say, hey, I'm unfortunately I can't be there Wednesday, but I'd love to get more involved. Someone will reach out to you and talk to you and invite you to the next meeting and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. We would be delighted to hear from people. As a matter of fact, folks, it really is time for all of us to step up.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's complacency is very easy to do, but that's going to be the death of us if we all choose to go that way.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is our mission always to get involved with this community and to let people know that we're out here and we are the conservative voice here.
Absolutely. So please come support it and come if that is your beliefs and things. You gotta build the kindling, gotta fan that fire a little bit. So come on out. So.
We're planning to do that.
Good deal.
Yes, I might mention one thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are 17 FRW clubs around the state.
Okay.
And as of today, Chaves County Federated Republican are the number 1 in membership.
Oh wow, the largest. Good deal.
We would like to keep it like that.
I got a feeling folks like the Santa Fe chapter is probably struggling a little bit just because the
Santa Fe actually does very well.
Good. I figure with the makeup of the community, they probably have trouble getting members.
They work it. Farmington does incredibly well.
Yeah, I figure Four Corners area.
Even Dona Ana is doing
really. Even
fairly
Las Cruces.
I am the membership chair for the state FRW.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that because those areas we're not necessarily so friendly towards conservative thinking sometimes. But
you have to work it, Mike.
That's right. Keep bringing them enchiladas. That'll do it.
Okay.
You grease the wheels with enchiladas.
Well, I promise we'll do that.
Make Rennet Green available so people get picked. Joan, thank you very much.
Mike, thank you for having me. Have a great day.
You do the same. We look forward to seeing you next month. And for any reason, if we need to bring you guys on before then or in between, just let me know. We'd be happy to do that.
Thank you for your offer. Appreciate it.
Anytime, and we'll see you next time. It is 7:40. Man, this morning's zipping by already. Good news is I'll be going. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, day almost over? No, not that quick. All right, it is 7:40. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on news, your Kim Commando update, and quick commercial break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Authorities on Tuesday called off a 2-day search effort for a jet skier who went missing on Brantley Lake. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies responded to the state park on Sunday when the man was reported missing. A statement from Marine Enforcement Officer Ramon Carrillo said 2 men were working on a jet ski. They were testing it on the water. They went into Champion Bay, but the jet ski broke down again, and they were blown into deeper water by the wind. Only one of the men was able to get back to shore. Neither man was wearing a life jacket, Carrillo said. The missing man's name was not released. A proposed state Senate bill that calls for people accused of certain violent crimes to remain jailed with no bond until trial could cost the state up to $15 million each year. That's according to a legislative analysis obtained by a newspaper. The Santa Fe New Mexican said the fiscal impact report by the Legislative Finance Committee also cites concerns about whether the measure might violate the state's constitution. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Gen Z employees have begun following a viral TikTok trend that can and should come back to haunt them later. I'm Kim Commando, and I use ExpressVPN. Secure your online data and get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. It's called the no 2-week notice viral trend. Here's what happens. Gen Zers simply quit a perfectly good job and post a video all about it on their social media. In most cases, they don't even tell the employer that they've quit. They just stop showing up or working remotely. These Gen Zers call it self-care. Legally, it's called job abandonment. It's not a crime, but it can prevent the quitter from getting unemployment benefits. Worse, almost all companies check with past employers and look at social media accounts before hiring. Gen Zers should remember the old saying, good judgment comes from experience, and a lot of that comes from bad judgment. Hey, be a smarty pants the easy way and get my daily longer podcast. It's called Kim Commando Today. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. Add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing. Did you know every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. The address again, linkedin.com/Kim, linkedin.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50. Fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. It was a much-needed victory for the Goddard Rockets in boys hoops last night as Goddard played host to Lovington and won by a score of 51-41. Goddard's now 11-12 on the season, 1-2 in district play. We're halfway through the district schedule for the Rockets, and Lovington is 12-9, 1-2 also in district. district. In girls hoops, it was Goddard losing to Lovington by a score of 48-38. The Lady Rockets are 14-9 overall, 1-2 in district. Meanwhile, Roswell was in action last night against Hobbs in boys and girls basketball. On the boys side, Hobbs wins 75-64, and on the girls side, it was Hobbs winning 62-22. The Lady Coyotes are now 0-3 in district. The boys are 1-2. The sports report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. stocks gained in choppy trading on Tuesday as investors digested comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell about how long the fight to tame inflation may take. His comments came after a strong jobs report last week stymied rising hopes of less aggressive monetary policy. BP reported a record profit of $28 billion for 2022 and hiked its dividend, but infuriated climate activists by cutting back on plans to slash oil and gas output and reduce carbon emissions by 2030. The profit follows similar reports from Shell, ExxonMobil, and Chevron last week. Delta Airlines said Tuesday it will raise pay for its non-union employees by 5% on April 1st and increase a pool used for merit raises. Among those getting the increases will be flight attendants and ground workers. The wage hikes come as travel rebounds and the labor market remains tight. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Ever had someone do something kind and out of the ordinary for you? How did that make you feel? I know for me, it brightens my day. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for the Joy of Marriage.
Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not get tired of doing what's right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." I've learned when you don't know what to do, just do the next right thing. Keep sowing good things into your spouse and your family. Be patient. God promises He will give you a harvest. It will make a difference. A successful farmer just keeps on working and expects to have a great harvest.
I know when my husband brings me flowers, it blesses me. So do something unexpected for your spouse. It will pay off.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. There's always something new and exciting waiting for you. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecued fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
When it comes to your business, Big O Tires knows how important it is to keep your commercial vehicles moving. Why not take your fleet vehicles to the team you trust? Big O Tires has a wide tire selection, offers quality automotive services, and provides priority appointments. With over 60 years experience, our technicians will get your operation back in action quickly. Roll into Big O Tires, your one-stop shop for all your commercial vehicle needs.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to two amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:48. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Wednesday.
Gosh,
I know we're bouncing all over the place. You're like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert.
I am just. Why is my brain so jumbled today? I don't know what's going on.
It happens.
So. But happy Wednesday. I don't know happy Friday. When can I say that?
Soon, sir. Soon. It's gonna be a busy weekend, though.
It is. Yeah, it's going to be a real busy weekend.
Dude,
with
copyright
Super Bowl.
infringement.
We can say it. When I'm referring to it.
Booper Soul 67, okay? Booper Soul 67. I'm super excited about it.
I am going to enjoy a large soup in a super-sized bowl.
Ah, a soup-sized bowl. I like it. Kansas in there, Philly in there.
It's got to have a little Philly flavor and a little Kansas flavor. Yeah.
A little cheesesteak, a little bit
barbecue.
What are they eating? No, barbecue. What are they eating in Kansas City? Right, barbecue, right.
They eat Philadelphians.
Yes, the big game coming up Sunday. 4:30 is the kickoff, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually, I knew it was around that time, but it doesn't matter. They're going to have 88 hours of pregame.
Oh, yeah.
Beginning at like 8 in the morning. And
you know what I'm looking forward to? They roll it out every single year, and that's that 30-minute special. The best Super Bowl commercials of all time.
Yeah.
Because there's always one or two that I just don't know about.
I want to say, like, who has the Super Bowl this year? Fox?
It's Fox, yeah.
I'm going to say, usually how that works is like the Thursday before the Super Bowl. So tomorrow night, around 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Fox will air that 1 hour special Super Bowl, and it's usually
it's not Super Bowl. It's the best commercials of all time because they'll load in like stuff from like Germany, stuff like that.
Well, the ones I saw were like old Super Bowl commercials.
Sure, yeah. Though you're
the
always
one on
gonna have,
Thursday night. Yeah,
you're always going to have Mean Joe and I'd like to buy the world, buy the world of Coke. All those.
And then when CBS did the Super Bowl, usually it was like Boomer Esiason that would host it. So I don't know who Fox is getting, but
Howie Long.
Yeah, maybe. No, though. I'd see more Terry doing that than Howie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because Howie's kind of straight laced, where Terry gets a little jokey. So, and to do funny commercials, a guy like Terry might not cut the mustard.
It bugs me the fact that I've seen that man's bare bottom. Terry Bradshaw. Bottom on the big screen.
I've seen it too. Failure to Launch.
Yep.
Yes, the movie Failure to Launch. You get to see all of Terry Bradshaw.
All of it. That was a premiere we did for the Mix, wasn't it?
Maybe.
I want to say back in the day, we rented out the theater and the whole thing.
Was that one of those movies?
Yeah, that's the only reason I would have seen Failure to Launch in the movie theater.
In the theater.
I guarantee that.
I see a lot of things in theaters that I'm surprised I've seen in theaters.
Which reminds me, you talked about it briefly last week, not on the air, but Cocaine Bear is in theaters.
Yes, I saw a commercial for it last week, like Friday or something, and I saw it was releasing. Yeah.
I feel like if you're going to see a movie like Cocaine Bear, I feel like you need to watch it on the big screen.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where the majority of the,
And it's based off a true story.
Okay.
Loosely.
It's loosely based off.
Yes,
in that
loosely.
there was a bear that I guess got into some cocaine and and
some drug dealer stashed his coke in the woods. Bear got a hold of it and went on a rampage.
I don't think he went on a rampage though. I think they said they found him, or when they
he was coked out and
when they tased him that they found out that he had cocaine in his system. Something to that.
There wasn't like a whole wake of like destroyed beehives.
probably several overturned trash cans.
I just picture like Winnie the Pooh like passed out up on a tree with like 80 honey hives just like cracked open and laying around.
That's another thing. So I think it was last year Winnie the Pooh became public domain.
Okay.
Not the Disney version of Winnie the Pooh, but the H.H. Milne story.
The original story, which all of it's based off.
Right. 100 Acre or 1,000 Acre Wood, Christopher Robin, all that stuff. So somebody decided to put out a horror movie. I think it came out late last year.
I remember seeing the commercial for that.
Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I saw the trailer for that. Yeah. It was out there.
That looks intense.
Did it ever release?
Yeah, no, it came out. I think it either came out or it's coming out.
Okay, because I remember seeing a trailer for it like a year ago. I just don't know whatever happened to it.
I feel like that's a good 1-2 punch. Watch
Pooh, Blood and Honey, and then Cocaine Bear back to back.
Well, I will be going to the movies this weekend because my wife and I are going to do Valentine's Day over the weekend. So my wife wants to see that 80 for Brady, so I'm going to go to that.
See what?
That 80 for Brady movie.
I'm not familiar.
Really?
Not at all.
You have not seen the trailer for this 80 for Brady movie? They were playing it at nauseum on TV.
No, is it Tom Brady like?
Well, he's in it, but it's based off a true story once again, where the four ladies, seniors, and it's played by like Lily Tomlin and that group. And so it's these four ladies. I guess they're infatuated with Tom Brady or something. So they decide they're all going to go to the Super Bowl and watch Tom Brady, and they go on this party adventure in the Super Bowl. So it's four ladies.
It's four old broads.
It's Golden Girls on a party adventure at a Super Bowl.
It's four old broads.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Kind of pretty much is. It's four old broads at the Super Bowl.
At the Super Bowl. I have not heard not even a hint of a mention of this
it's
film.
got Lily Tomlin. Oh, shoot. They're all famous. Sally Field. Who's the other one?
I'm just going to say this. Sally Field could still get it. I mean, she's up there, but she's still
fetching to you.
Not fetching, absolutely. And maybe it's just because I have the Flying Nun in my head or something. Or I'll tell you where it really was for me was Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
that was the one that did it.
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda?
Fonda's in it. That's okay. Yeah, I forgot she was one in there too.
Hello, Jane.
And who's the fourth one?
Rita Moreno.
Rita Moreno. That's the other one. Yeah.
Wow, did she age pretty well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the foursome, and they're basically going to I don't know if it's Florida, wherever the Super Bowl was that year. He played this is back when he played for the Patriots.
Okay,
but yeah, I guess he's cameo in it. I know on the movie trailer there's a Gronk cameo where the four ladies run into Gronk, and it's actually kind of funny because I can't remember, one of the ladies like, "Man, you're so huge," and he just goes, "Oh, thank you." But the way he says thank you to him is a little creepy. Like he just it's very like, I don't know if it's like Gronk trying to be sexy Gronk, but it's like, "Oh, thank you," and it's just the way he says it. I'm like, that was creepy, but I still want to see the movie. So it's one of those that my wife wants to really see it. And I'm like, all right, I'll sit through that.
Sure.
I'd sit through that over The Notebook or Magic Mike or whatever that movie that's getting ready to come out. That one,
that whole thing.
Yeah. Thank God my wife didn't want to watch that. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried. But so we'll do a date and movie thing, and that'll be our kind of our Valentine's Day. We'll go and we'll go out and get something to eat and visit one of our local establishments, have a nice meal, and watch 80 for Brady, and do it all on Saturday, and then go do Super Bowl on Sunday.
Nice.
Well, watch it at the Beard House.
Yeah. So you got a whole weekend planned.
It sounds like it.
Chock full of goodness.
And then on actual Valentine's Day, Tuesday, I will hide because I've learned my lesson. That is the worst day of the year. Mother's Day and Valentine's Day are the absolute worst days to go out to eat. And it don't matter where it is.
Right.
I don't know who you savages are taking your Valentines and moms to Sonic and McDonald's, but y'all need to stop that. Because that's where I go on Valentine's Day.
This is like the sweet spot weekend if you're single.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, I get to hold on to all of my money.
That's right.
Holy moly. Big Valentine doesn't get any of it.
It's my friend too, but my wife's friend, she was her friend first in college, and then I've met her, and she used to do it. She's now married and has kids and everything, but back in the day, she was single, and she used to do on Valentine's Day. She had T-shirts made and everything called Singles Awareness Day, Sad Day. And she would do her whole thing and have her single awareness T-shirt and all that stuff. It was kind of funny.
Well, there's always Palentine's, which is one that you can celebrate with a friend. But I'm probably I'll probably get something for my kids, a little something.
Valentine.
Yeah, and then my celebration comes on Wednesday when it's candy at 75% off day.
So he's going to. I already know it now. He's going to buy copious amounts of Valentine's Day candy, sit in his underwear, and watch wrestling on Wednesday night.
You're doggone right. You're doggone right. Am I that predictable?
I love you too.
I do love
you.
Beat
him! Be mine? I will. Suplex that SOB.
Suplex? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much nailed it. Spear! Spinneroonie!
Isn't Rita Moreno the mom on George Lopez?
I haven't. No.
Was she?
I don't think so.
I can't.
I don't think
I'm
she
trying
was.
to bring out in my head where I know her from.
She was
I might be thinking of a different
Flashdance,
actor.
or was that her? Or it's one of those dancing movies I never watched.
Okay.
That she's famous for.
I don't know. I might be thinking of someone else.
Fame or something, I think it was. One of those ones I didn't watch. Because I was a boy.
Because I was a I mean, she does do that whole thing with the water.
Yeah. It's either Flashdance or
She's
Fame
a
or one. I think
maniac.
it's Fame. I can't remember. It's one of those dancing shows. All right, it is closing in on 8 o'clock. Before when not Dancing with the Stars, way before that. Before when it was actual scripted dancing, not whatever that is. So much water and leggings. those cool-out legging, warmer legging things. All right, let's get you into news. It's coming up here on 8 o'clock. Stay tuned. Next hour, we're going to play our interview we had with Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum, talking a little bit about some of the things they've got going on. But first, here's news. We'll be back on the other side.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Republican Congressman Joe Wilson did it to Barack Obama 14 years ago. Last night, Marjorie Taylor Greene's turn. The Georgia Congresswoman shouting liar during President Biden's State of the Union speech. The outburst prompted by Biden's claim that Republicans are out to cut Social Security and Medicare.
I'm not saying it's a majority of you. I don't even think it's even a significant... but it's being proposed by individuals.
Republicans accusing Biden of partisan fear-mongering, of trying to draw attention away from a failed agenda.
The president drew a strong reaction when he accused some conservative Republicans of favoring the rich.
Instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders pulled no punches in the GOP response.
Biden and the Democrats have failed you. They know it, and you know it. And it's time for a change.
Republicans accusing the president of lying about a number of what he called his accomplishments, including the claim his policies have reduced inflation and led to lower gas prices. Bob Agnew reporting.
The death toll from Monday's devastating earthquake has surpassed 11,000. Rescuers continue digging through mountains of debris in a desperate bid to find survivors.
Rescue efforts are being hindered by bitterly cold weather and a shortage of trucks and fuel. Town Hall News is joining forces with international nonprofit relief agency Food for the Poor to rush emergency relief, food, and water to victims of the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. More information is available on the website srnnews.com. Tasha Stevens reporting.
On Wall Street this morning, stocks in the red so far. Right now, the Dow down 40 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index is off 79 points, and the S&P 500 trading 15 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
4 people treated at a hospital for smoke inhalation following a fire on board a New Jersey-bound jetliner.
The United Airlines flight returned to San Diego International Airport Tuesday morning because of the fire. Passenger Anne-Marie Buckland tells KGTV they weren't in the air long.
Probably about 10 minutes into the flight,
I started to smell something really bad, and it just got worse and worse.
Passenger Caroline Lipinski tells KFMB-TV that a first-class passenger's battery charger began smoking, and then it burst into flames. Authorities say the crew placed the battery in a special fire bag, and the Boeing 737 returned safely to the airport at around 7:30 a.m. I'm Donna Warder.
Ukrainian President Zelensky visiting Britain, his first trip to the UK since Russia's invasion began almost a year ago. The UK, one of the biggest military backers of Ukraine. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Los Dos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday. We'll get that right first off.
Nailed it.
Second, Rita Moreno was in West Side Story.
West Side Story.
That's what Roy looked it up for me. I knew it was some kind of dancing thing going on. It was one of those. So, and she's 91.
Yeah,
I would have not guessed that. She looks amazing for 91.
She really does.
Yeah, I would. So, so if you're going to go see 80 for Brady, you might see me this weekend at the theaters watching Brady.
Sally Field is 76.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking she was a little older, but maybe.
That's what it said.
But no, because she was very young in Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, 76.
Yeah, so. And she always just had a youthful, you know what I mean? Like she always seemed like the next door girl and everything.
I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, she did have that kind of.
Even when she's like Forrest Gump's mom, she's still like, I'm not buying it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Jane Fonda, Sally Field, Rita Moreno, and Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Harry Hamlin.
Ah.
Gronk's in it. Yeah.
Yes.
We're just going over the cast now. Yeah, looks interesting. Guy Fieri's in it.
Oh, is he in it?
Apparently.
Is it a cameo?
Yep. He's in it. Ron Funches. Okay. Sarah Gilbert.
Okay.
Patton Oswalt. It's got a lot of
cameos.
Decent names. Rob Caudry.
It is the Super Bowl they're going to, so I imagine I'll run into celebrities.
Yeah.
So.
Looks interesting.
So while they're in the Super Bowl, it sounds like they're going to Flavortown.
Oh, we're going there.
So good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, happy Wednesday. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day so far.
Boom-da-ba.
Yeah. We are going to replay an interview this hour. We're going to have Robert Sherman joined us yesterday to talk a little bit about what's happening. Talk a little history, too, as we usually do. So we'll replay that for folks that missed his conversation. I get a lot of people like listening to, certain guests I get. And I get quite a few people that say, I love when you and Robert are on talking about history and stuff.
It's a place that kind of both of you are passionate about, which is Air Force history.
Yeah. He chewed a lot more dirt than I did doing it, but
sure.
Yeah, he absolutely. But we'll play that for you here in a little bit. And I hear that, and also like when we bring John from Oasis on, talk computers. I get quite a couple people say, I always love listening to you and John talk tech, and he's talking tech. I'm just talking like an idiot.
Yeah,
but
I'm just here to listen.
But yeah, I get more people that talk about those interviews. It seems like. So we'll play our interview with Robert here in just a bit, so he can tell you more about history and stuff.
Dude, I had the most vivid dream that wasn't like I wasn't like lucid or anything that I could interact or anything, but to the point where I woke up disappointed in myself because in my dream I started vaping again. And I was like, I don't know, it felt very real. Like I'd gone to the store, got my bottle of juice and my vape or whatever, and just restarted.
Now, when you woke up, did you have a desire to want to? Or
no, not at all.
Oh, okay.
It was like I was like, oh, I blew it. No, wait, no, I didn't. That was a dream. It was one of those things I had to remind myself. Oh, I didn't blow it. Okay, cool.
It's funny you mentioned that. A couple weeks ago, I want to say it was a weekend because we had time together. My wife, wake up, go about our day, and what have you, and I noticed my wife's a little off. Just not quite like she's a little short with me, and usually I warrant it, but I didn't recall doing anything. I was just kind of like, why is she mad at me? And then about midway through the day, she decides to tell me, she goes, I had a bad dream last night. I said, there it is.
Oh,
and I just looked at her and said, what'd I do now? And then she kind of explained. She didn't really say, because I don't think she remembered, but she was like, clearly I did something to
Women have
to
this
make her
innate ability to be
dream.
mad at you for things that you didn't do, but you did in here. Because it proves to them, at least in here, that you're capable of doing such things.
Yeah. And so I don't know if I cheated or what I did, but I did something make her mad. And I don't know if she remembered that point or chose not to tell me. But I was like, and I said, that explains a lot. She's like, what? She goes, you've been kind of... And then she kind of realized, well, maybe I was. And she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't. And I was like, yeah, I do enough bad stuff on my own. I don't need to get in trouble for things you thought I did. I didn't even do.
You ever heard the theory that every dream that we have is like a glimpse into a different universe? Because it's the multiverse theory that in essence, there's somewhere exists a universe where every possible actuality or outcome has happened. So it's like when you're dreaming and she has a dream that you cheated on her, for example, she was glimpsing into the universe where you were a cheating husband and realizing that you had that potential in this universe. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing. It's like, I wonder if there's a universe where I did just randomly start vaping again.
Well, can't we dream about the universe where I'm like a billionaire and living large and having a good time?
Yeah, that exists. Now that you've spake it into existence.
All right. Well, we'll work on that. Let's get that happening. But yeah, she's done that to me in the past, like years ago.
Oh, I know the feeling because I've had it happen to me as well.
But it hadn't happened in a while. And it was like 2 weeks ago. And she didn't say nothing at first, but I could tell. She was just, like I was saying stuff, or I'd say a joke or say, and she just was kind of treating me like a little, like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, and I was like, and then fine. And I didn't say nothing. I just kind of did, all right, do my thing, live my world, I'll do my, and then finally, like midday, she's like, I had a bad dream last night. I was like, there it is.
There it is.
And once it all is exposed.
Surprised you didn't bring you to who deuced in your Cheerios.
If it would have got worse, I would have been to the point of something along those lines that we would have gotten an argument about. But yeah, it just it finally nipped in the butt. But I was like, it was weird because I was like, all right, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading into something.
Every married or like committed relationship man knows that exact feeling because they probably had to deal with that at some point in their relationship.
Yeah.
Of being culpable for some stuff that you didn't even do, but you did in her dream.
Now don't tell her because she's working now.
Right, right.
But what if I trumped up one of these dreams? Because I don't dream. Like I think I'm clueless when it comes to anything like extraterrestrial or ghost. Like.
Well, okay.
My wife will tell me stuff like she's like years ago. She said my mom showed up in a dream after she died and talked to her and all that and all this and she, my wife's not crazy, but so for her to tell me that, I was like that's was it a dream or whether mom? I don't know, but I'm not in tune to that stuff.
Sure.
Every time people things, I'm just like, oh,
do you dream? And if you do you remember your dreams?
I do dream. Sometimes I remember I do dream. I don't remember the dream.
Because here's the thing. I don't dream, and when I do, I almost never remember the ones I do have.
Yeah.
So when I have one that I remember, it's usually really like for some vivid stuff that happened. Like, case in point, this one, it's
well, and that's just it. I don't have that, so I don't know if it's just I don't know what that means, if it's good or bad. But my wife clearly has them more. But what I'm saying is, why can't I make up one where I wake up in a bad mood and say, "Yeah, you cheated on me"? I'm just almost. I don't want to start a fight, but I'm curious to see what the reaction would be if I put the shoe on the other foot.
Because she'd go, "No, you didn't." That's the problem is our wives tend to know us better than we know ourselves.
Yeah.
So they can pull that off.
Yeah.
But it's like she would know if it was me. She would know when I was lying.
Well, maybe I can pull it off, but y'all don't tell her. If
never
I do
great.
It. So if I do it, don't tell her. But I just to see how she would react if I started accusing her of doing stuff that she wasn't even in the room for, that I completely dreamt up in my head. Will she get defensive or will she get?
What you have to do is you have to work it out to where you know the details, but then don't tell her, so that you are confident in the story,
right?
But you're not giving away any details.
Yeah. Well, I never mentioned that you did this. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I'll probably do nothing with this. But
the planning stages are here, though.
That's right.
That's the point.
You know what? It depends on my mood. If she gets under my skin at some point, all right, I'm doing it.
I'm just going to keep this card right back here. You never know when you might need it.
Yeah, I am immature. Don't question that one. My maturity level is not the most mature. So, let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. Then we're going to replay our interview with Robert Sherman. And then after that, we'll get you up to date with local news and Wall Street business update and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Before we do anything, let's take a deep gander at that weather. Little roller coastery this week. But deep gander?
Deep gander.
That's my computer gaming name, Deep Gander. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 33 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 75%. Winds currently out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Sunny today, 58, so not quite 60. 58 the expected high today. West winds 5 to 10 this morning, but increase in 15 to 20 for this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 31 degrees. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, chilly and windy. Sunny, high of 48, but windy. Winds out of the north, 10 to 20 early, increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. With those winds and cooler temps, going to bring a frigid overnight for Thursday. Mostly clear, overnight low of 19. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10. Friday, floating right around 50 under sunny skies with northwest winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 23. Warming up for your weekend. Sunny, 60 for a high on Saturday. Mostly cloudy with a high of 67 on Sunday for Super Bowl and all that. And then They're talking 30% chance of rain for Sunday night and Monday as well, a 30% chance of rain. So we'll see. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Robert Sherman on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores, and that's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
From January 30th to February 26th, get a $70 tire rebate via Visa Reward Card or Visa Virtual Account after online submission on a set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. Plus, get an additional $70 prepaid MasterCard on installation purchase of sets of 4 Michelin passenger or light truck tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. Void where prohibited. See rebate form for terms and conditions. This offer valid with any form of payment.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Walker Aviation Museum, Robert Sherman back with us. Good morning.
Hi, Mike.
How are you
glad
today?
to be here. Good. I'm glad to be here again.
Yeah. How's life at the museum this morning?
It's, I don't know about this morning, but in the last week or two, it's been pretty good. It's, some days it's kind of slow, and other days we get a few more folks.
Sure. Kind of depends on how busy the airport is.
Yeah, how busy it is, if it's a delay on the flight or what, we get more people kind of come in because they're bored and look around. But yeah. And a pretty good group. And
well, and here's something we can remind folks is you don't have to be going on an airplane to go see the museum.
Yeah.
It's open. It's
not
open around the
very
flight
long,
schedule. Yeah, but during the middle of the day, during the flight schedule,
about
it's open.
11:30 or earlier, if 11:30 till about 2 o'clock, we're open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you have like youth groups or things like that, and you want to make special arrangements to come and do that, you can talk, and the folks at the museum will be happy to work with you on setting up certain things and doing all the special arrangements for certain groups to come through or participate in certain aspects of all the different things that the museum does.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
But so just because it's not right there doesn't mean you can't get involved. But yeah, if you're like one of your lunch breaks one day, if you're want something a little different, come on down and check out the museum and have lunch down there while you're at it too. So.
That's right. I had a little food court thing or right there,
Yeah.
about 70 feet away from where we are.
Yeah, pretty good food right there.
Right.
So
yeah, we're, people don't know exactly where we are. We're just about 50 feet from the TSA check-in inspection area right there at the air terminal. So,
can't miss you. Can't miss it. It's not too hard to get lost in that airport. It's only so many buildings or so many feet you can go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's now for folks who don't know, the museum really kind of honors two things. One, it honors the base, the Air Force base that called that part of town home for many years. Originally Roswell Army Airfield, and then Walker Air Force Base. So it does spotlight the missions and the things that took place at the museum or at the base during World War II and post World War II. And then, of course, the other facet is the Cold War era with the intercontinental ballistic missiles. They're back in the heart of the Cold War. This region called home to many of those secret little guys buried out in our deserts. So there's a focus on that too. So really, that Cold War era and World War II, and kind of the role that this area served to protect our nation.
Yeah, the actual construction of Goddard High School is kind of a witness to the Cold War.
Yeah,
because the classrooms are all underground, and so they decided when they're going to build that, and then about the time they got it built, the base closed. But still.
Yeah, it's I went to a high school in Maryland that was built Cold War era, and it was got that same underground basement. Half the school was underground like that. Yeah. Right. Or in Artesia, they got, what was it? What school is it? Yeso? Or there's one of the elementary schools that the whole thing's under. It's not open anymore. I think the school district uses it for storage. But one of the old elementary schools is all underground, and it was all for the Cold War stuff. And I remember reading an article years ago about it, how it's one unique school, all underground and everything there in Artesia. But all that's because of the Cold War and all that.
That's kind of like when my dad on West 8th Street up on Enchanted Hills, they moved to, assisted living when they were older. And only then did I realize when you open the garage, double garage, and pull back those big sheets of plywood, guess what? There's stairs going underneath that my dad had built, and they had a little bunker underneath the house there.
See, as a kid, that'd have been cool to have it.
Oh, yeah, really? Come on, Dad.
Yeah, right? How much fun could you have with that?
Yeah.
But so really, that's kind of what the Walker Aviation Museum pays tribute to that. Now, of course, they've kind of adopted a bigger, now, for the last several years, it's focusing not only on spotlighting the history of that, but also promoting STEM technology career fields, and really trying to get young folks into aviation career fields and things like that too.
Right. For those out there that, I think everyone knows what STEM is now, but science, technology, engineering, or math type jobs. So that's kind of our other mission. So you're right. We got the history side, and now we have the, youth career side. Matter of fact, when I'm in the museum, you have people come in, and I ask them, I said, by the way, do you have any, I have to look at them first, and I don't want to, offend them. Say, do you have any kids or grandkids that are, 12 to 18 years old or whatever? And if they do, then we give them our website. We give them a card that has the website on it, wafbmuseum.org.
Yep.
And just tell them that they go to that website and you click on education, then a bunch of information comes up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be talking about that today at Kiwanis. But under education, it comes up and it gives you one full page of information of what we do for students and kind of the scenario and some of the YouTube videos we show for career orientation. And then as you continue on that selection under wafbmuseum.org under education, you get a whole list of all the YouTube videos that we show. And actually ones that we have that we don't show, just a whole bunch of them on education or careers, and then on aircraft. And then you come to a place where it says professional pilot training, and that's 38 videos of professional pilot training that if you watched all of it, it would be about 12 hours long.
Wow. And
they can actually click on it right on their cell phone or smartphone and just watch the 10-minute to 20-minute type YouTube right then.
Yeah.
Right there.
And it kind of works out. Now, for us older folks, we don't consume information this way, but a lot of younger folks do, and they'll go and hit like the YouTube videos and watch it. So really, this almost steers them in the direction of the way that they kind of consume items today, where we turn on the TV and sit down and watch it. They'll sit and watch 10,000 videos off on the internet and things. And so this is kind of like steering them in a direction on how they get this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of say, hey, you want to go down a rabbit hole of a bunch of videos on STEM related career fields? We got a whole genre for you to click.
And once you get on that website, depends, if you're on a computer, it comes up on top. And just like the education is written out, education, where on the smartphone is some lines up in the upper right-hand corner. And you click on that and it comes down and gives you a choice. Oh, here's education. You touch that.
Okay.
So then if you scroll on down on the iPhone, it'd be toward the bottom. On a regular computer, it'd be on the top. But you come down where you find 3 kind of scary pictures of old guys, me and Bob Donnell, helping the kids with their flight simulators. And right above those color photos is a little block that says the comprehensive list of STEM jobs.
Okay.
So you can click on that and you go to a different website. As a matter of fact, I found out later that's the same website that Goddard uses. Maybe Roswell High does too.
Okay.
But it's a website that lists right there in front of you 331 jobs that are associated with science, technology, engineering, and math.
Nice.
And what's interesting about those is you can click on one, whether it's, it's just amazing when I look at that list, like, man, I never heard of those jobs. But you click on them and it gives you probably anywhere from, 20 to 30, 50 pages of information, because you can go down on a particular job and it'll list maybe 10 characteristics that are ideal to hold that job.
Okay.
And different skills that are good to have that job.
Okay.
Besides education, training, needing, requirements and stuff like that. So gives you all kinds of continuing information about that particular job once you select one of those. Again, this is on a different website that's just dedicated totally to informing people that are interested in that particular or one of those 331 jobs of more and more information. So gives folks a really good chance. And the reason we kind of did this was a lot of us thinking, when I was in middle school or back in those days, junior high, I wish we'd had that opportunity to look at different things and say, wow, I hadn't thought about doing that, and then check into it. And, instead of just not having it. And then the final thing you have on that website, if you continue to scroll down, is about 500 local STEM jobs in the Roswell region. We pulled out of 3 phone books.
Oh, wow.
And it's listed alphabetically, starting out with accounting, air conditioning, heating contractors, aircraft ground support equipment, on and on, clinics, computer services. So gives local kids a chance to say, well, there's some jobs here in the local area that I might be interested in, give them a call.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the thing too, is with STEM, it goes into a lot more corners than people realize,
It does. When you see that list of 331, it's kind of like, wow, I didn't even know there was a job called that.
Well, there's a lot of maths needed to figure out the way we handle and create things. Yeah. So it's involved there. So yeah, that's what I love about it. It really, and that's the cool part is you guys are showing these kids actual careers and opportunities that are real. And what I mean by that is, you go to school and they'll teach them STEM, math and stuff and the science and the formulas. But this stuff says, okay, all that math you're learning in school, why is it important? It's so you know how to create this air conditioner or how to repair this engine on this airplane. That all that math and stuff is going into that thing you're doing. And so you're actually giving these kids something tangible that says, why do I need to learn these formulas and all this? Well, that's why. So that plane can fly. So that computer can do what it's supposed to do. And that's cool. That's what I love about it. It gives a real, concrete thing that they can work towards and understand why they're having to learn all these science equations and math formulas and all this other stuff. So
yeah, we recently had early college class come in that was studying aerospace engineering of all things, and we came over and they got on the flight simulator and we showed them just some stuff dealing with jet engines on our list of videos that we have that's on the website. And then we did that for one session, and then the next session we coordinated with AirSail.
Okay.
And they went over to AirSail and got a nice tour over there.
see how they do their thing over there. And, all.
Right.
and that's something that you guys work with youth groups and stuff all the time. So if you're a youth group out there and you're looking for a cool opportunity for some of the kids in your program to learn some STEM stuff and have fun and see cool airplanes and cool things like that, then please reach out to the museum. Let's see what we can do. And this is, I know yourself and Bob and everyone over there love that. That's the fun part, is when you get kids and families coming in here and wanting to check this stuff out and see it all. It makes you guys, the whole reason you guys are out there doing this stuff. So,
Right.
So we love it. So
Right now, our current board members are myself and Allie Bishop is our treasurer, Katie Yates, Sandy Correa, secretary. I'm sorry, Sandy, if I mispronounced your last name. Bob Donnell, Juliana Halverson, Judy Armstrong, Jerry Cloffer, Friar Yorak Nowaki, Father Nowaki, and Stephen Miller and Ted Smith. And General Murray, who used to be here, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've had General Murray.
He wants us to kind of keep him in absentee. So when we send out emails, I'd always send him a copy. So he kind of,
even though he's retired and now living his life, but he still has a love and passion for the museum and pops in and checks in from time to time. So
yeah, everybody probably knows that story about why I always told him one time when he was here. He's always a really serious guy, and I said, I wondered why I felt a lot more mature than you are. It's kind of hard for me to say as a colonel to the general, but
right.
Retired.
He's a young whippersnapper.
But we come to find out that I was born about 13 hours before he was. The same day.
A lot can happen at 13 hours.
13 hours, man,
You can live a whole life at 13 hours.
That's right. By the way, I've got a couple little stories and things.
Yeah, let's talk a little fun history.
One of the, and this doesn't relate necessarily to Walker, but it's kind of a military thing. I was in the military for about 30 years with the Air Force. Not about, but 30 years and 1 month, I think, whatever it was.
One month, 2 hours and 27 minutes.
There you go. But while I was in England at RF Alconbury, this was like during the height of the Cold War. This is like in 1983. And we were inserting the TR-1 into the European theater, and the TR-1 was another name for the U-2 spy plane. And I think the TR-1 kind of came out because it was kind of more, after the shoot down and stuff, it was kind of more politically acceptable to say TR-1 versus, tactical reconnaissance 1 versus U-2. Oh, that's a spy plane. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, you get a certain connotation. Yeah, I get you.
And a gentleman I'd worked with before, because I'd been at Beale for 3 years with the U-2 and SR-71, but we were there. And one of the guys, airman working there, was Eric Mays. And Eric was no little guy. He was about 6'5", 6'6", and about 230 pounds, but total muscle. I don't think he had any fat on him. But the thing about Eric, he got to be known as Big E, so everybody called him Big E. And we'd be when we were at Beale, we had people scattered around the world, and they would be gone for 2 or 3 months, 4 months at a time, and we would have to carry the all of the equipment for the pilots, their pressure suits, helmets, boots, and all that stuff, and it all went in a box. And that box was about 105 pounds, but Eric was known. Everybody else was carrying. We'd carry the boxes out to the airplane, the KC-135s, when they were getting ready to deploy. And it'd be 2 people carrying the box, but Eric would just grab a box, hold it up over his head, and walk out to the aircraft.
Yeah, there was always one of those guys.
That was always one of those guys, yeah. So when we were in England, he got selected as the Airman of the Quarter. And then one morning, I was in my office and knock on the door, and the door's open, and he just comes. I said, "Come on in." He comes on in and stands at attention, salutes, and lays a piece of paper on my desk. And he had recently just received a certificate for Airman of the Quarter. And he just said, "Sir, I'm returning the Airman of the Quarter because I don't deserve this because what I did last night." I go, Oh, okay, Eric.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this. He said, "I'm sorry, sir. I had a phone call in the hallway in the barracks, and my girlfriend dumped me, and it really made me angry and upset. And I went back to my room, and I'd accidentally locked myself out. So I just jerked on the handle, and he ripped the door frame right out of the wall." This is the kind of guy he was.
Strong dude.
Strong dude, yeah. So he said, that kind of damage, I don't deserve to be Airman of the Quarter. And I said, okay, wait a minute. Let's think about this, man. I said, okay, Eric, we're at the height of the Cold War here in Europe, trying to prepare a new weapon system to be used against the Russians. I personally need about 24 more guys exactly like you that are ready and willing to kick some serious
tail.
Tail. Okay, tail. Yeah. So get out of here and ask the personnel repairing your door how you can help them. And by the way, take your Airman of the Quarter certificate that you earned and get out of my office. You're still number one in my book. Now get back to work. So
well, it just shows the integrity this man had to come in and
there
say,
you go. That's why he was Airman of the Quarter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the definition of integrity, doing the right thing even when no one's watching.
And out there working hard. So I saw him at a reunion a while back, and he was still a big guy. But that was fun.
That's cool. I imagine that's got to be like when you do that. Do you see the personality still in them when they're?
Oh yeah.
Because I imagine a guy like that. Do you instantly picture him from?
Yeah, Big E is always going to be Big E.
That's cool.
Big Eric Mays.
And to be honest, those are the kind of stories of people. It's like, why do you love the military, and why was it your time in the military? It's stories like that you're like. That's why. That's the great part about the United States.
And there's
military.
Several stories, I could tell that there are things that happened that were kind of embarrassing for us, or something happened and it was kind of funny, and we all look back on it and chuckle.
Sure.
At the time, we weren't chuckling, but
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hindsight makes things a lot funnier sometimes than it did when it was going down.
The 4-star, commander of Strategic Air Command showed up at Alconbury, and we were going to show him some stuff, and. We're all standing at attention, and our wing commanders there were all lined up just like little soldiers, getting ready to meet the general when he gets off the airplane.
Yeah.
So the plane comes to a stop, his kind of special modified KC-135, and then a chief master sergeant opens the door and looks out the door, and he says, "How do you expect the general to get out of the aircraft?" At that point, we realized that the stairs that we were going to move up to the plane, somebody in there, like, what the heck's this doing out here? He went ahead and put it back in the hangar.
Oh.
So it was no way for the general to get out unless maybe to drop a ladder and just crawl down.
Hey, jump, I'll catch you.
Yeah. So we were scrambling trying to get the ladder back.
The proper ladder.
So the 4-star could get out of the aircraft. And after that happened, I believe the wing commander appointed a young captain, and he said, he's coming back in 3 months.
You're going to make sure that
if that ladder's not there, you are history. so that poor captain, he was in charge of making sure that ladder was there when that plane came to a stop in the next visit. So.
Yeah. Well, see, that they didn't put a lieutenant in charge. They put a captain, so they knew it would get done.
That's right. So anyway, those are just little fun stories. At the time, they weren't fun, but in the way they were.
Yeah, I mean, they are, sure. Because you go back, you probably went home and told your family that night, and everyone had a good laugh about it. That's kind
the wing commander we worked for, he had a thing about, you could use an umbrella, but oh my gosh, don't let him see you using an umbrella. You just walk around in England with it raining with your just a regular old cap on and just, I'm sorry, that's the way it is. You're just going to get your head wet.
That's right. You got to do it. That's not military issue. You're not going to walk around on my base, me as a wing commander, with an umbrella. That's I don't think so. And in England, of all places, where it rained all the time.
He says, you don't see Army guys out there with umbrellas, okay, we're Air Force, but still, we're going to try to man up a little bit here.
See, that's where I always joke. It's like, well, we're smarter than those guys are. We use our technology to our advantage. So.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's pretty good. Of course, we'd love to remind folks that, as we said here earlier, we were talking about your board and everything. Always looking for volunteers too.
Absolutely.
If you would like to be a docent, to put it this way, if you're kind of thinking, well, gee, I'd love to, I love that museum, but it's only open during the middle of the day here. I'd like to. Have it available more hours. Well, with more volunteers, we can do that.
That's absolutely true.
So if you're interested, please reach out. I mean, you've got some great volunteers right now. I know we had Ted on a couple months ago talking.
Ted, myself, and Bob Donnell.
He's a walking encyclopedia when it comes to this stuff.
He's having some issues, family he's having to take care of, and he's over in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Okay.
But he keeps telling me every time he calls on the phone, he'll talk to you for a pretty long time because he wants to tell you all the book he's reading now about the history of Walker.
He loves to gather information. He loves to share
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
He's a walking history book. But
and based on his career in the military, it probably fits him to a T. So.
Yeah, that's right. He was
as far as
retired
what his
Army intel guy and all kinds of stuff. But so far, we want to thank supporters of our museum, Pioneer Bank, Featherstone Development, Glenn Furniture, Six Bomb Wing Group, David Petroleum, and General Murray sent us some money. And in the past, Toyota, Roswell Toyota has been a key person in XL Energy. You know, we've got our flight simulators from a grant from them and some of the physicians in town and doctors and other people. So
I don't know how many times we hear organizations and they always want to thank people helping us, and time again, Crumlin Auto Group, one of their dealerships, and XL Energy are always right there in the forefront as partners with these organizations. So.
Also, Steve Griffin and of course Steve gave us all this weather equipment. He was a professional weather guy in the Navy. Steve Griffin, Jim Williams, and Bob Donnell's idea of we put up a pegboard, 5 4x8 pegboards on the south wall on that reinforced concrete wall that we use a nail gun for.
got the nails.
Got the TSA pretty excited about it. But anyway,
a minor security issue.
So it's a lot better situation now for hanging pictures there in our museum. So that's been upgraded, and so that's a good thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you'd like to volunteer, please go to the website again, wafbmuseum.org. Speaking of, if you'd like to donate and to help financially, there is a donate now button on the website if you want. But you can also they also have the Amazon Smile, which when you go to shop through Amazon, if you shop through the Smile portal of the Walker Aviation Museum, all of your purchases that you make on Amazon, a small percentage of the purchase price will get donated to the Walker Aviation Museum. It doesn't cost you any extra. You go on Amazon and buy what you normally buy. You pay what you pay, but Amazon donates like a couple pennies off each purchase that you make through that portal to the museum. So you'll find the link to it at the Walker Aviation Museum website there. If you click that link, and then once you're there, I'd go ahead and bookmark it. That way, anytime you go to Amazon, you click on that bookmark and you're helping out the museum every time you do that.
Absolutely.
But it's, again, through the website, wafbmuseum.org. You'll just see the Amazon tab there. It's like shop Amazon through this tab, and you click and you'll save some money, or you'll help the museum that way too. And, of course, if you want to reach out and get involved as a docent or serve on the board or want to get involved in any way, shape, or form, you'll find all the contact information that you need to there at the website as well, too.
Right.
So.
Do we have time to give a quick thing on General Walker?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, our base, Roswell Army Airfield, was renamed to recognize General Walker, who was raised in New Mexico and born in New Mexico. But anyway, so people say, how come or how did our base get to be called Walker Air Force Base?
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he was. And actually, several things about him before he was killed, very significant accomplishments. But anyway, Kenneth Walker was born in July 17th, 1898 in Los Cerrillos, New Mexico.
And so technically he's older than the airplane.
Yeah, that's right. 1898. He died on January 5th, 1943, just about a month before I was born, in the area of Rabaul, New Britain, New Guinea. And he was a United States Army aviator and United States Army Air Forces Brigadier General who exerted a significant influence on the development of air power doctrine. Walker joined the United States Army in 1917 after the American entry into World War I as an aviator and became a flying instructor at that time. In 1920, he received a commission in the regular Army. He was a commanding officer of air intelligence in the Philippines in 1922. He returned to the United States in 1925 and graduated from the Air Corps Tactical School in Langley Field, Virginia. And he was a forceful advocate of the efficacy, of the strategic bombardment. He was a champion for strategic bombardment, and he published a lot of articles on that subject. He participated in the Air Corps Tactical School's development of the doctrine of it was called industrial web theory, which called for the precision attacks against carefully selected critical industrial targets. Now, this is coming up right before World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so shortly before the U.S. entered World War II in 1941, he was one of four officers that devised the Air War Plans Division -1. That was a blueprint for the imminent air war against Germany, and it called for the creation of an enormous air force to win the war through strategic bombardment. So he was a strategic bombardment champion from the beginning.
Wow.
In 1942, Walker was promoted to brigadier general and transferred to the Southwest Pacific, where he became commanding general, 5th Bomber Command, and under the 5th Air Force. General Kinney and his boss, General MacArthur, told General Walker to avoid flying operational missions so he wouldn't get himself killed. But General Walker been leading from the front and not sitting back at home on home base. And then on January 5th, 1940, shot down in a B-17F. The B-17 was named San Antonio Rose, tail number 458, and killed while he was leading a day-light bombing raid against Japanese shipping in the harbor of Rabaul, New Britain, New Guinea. And he's the highest-ranking missing in action from World War II still. They still have not found his body.
Wow.
And after his death, he received the Congressional Medal of Honor from President Roosevelt. And some of the other medals he won was, not one, but a Purple Heart, a Legion of Merit, Silver Star, and Distinguished Service Cross.
Wow.
And then January 13th, 1948, Roswell Army Airfield was renamed Walker Air Force Base.
Wow.
So
interesting. Yeah, I knew some of that. We talked about it here in the past.
But yeah, he's a real. The fact that he was killed in action and got the Medal of Honor, so then they named. But he was a key individual dealing with strategic bombardment strategy.
He's kind of one of the early, fathers of tactical, tacticians of air warfare. It's kind of,
right.
He's. You look at like our forefathers of our country. He's kind of one of the forefathers of tactical aviation here, and how probably some of the tactics and stuff they even teach today. He had a hand in some of the initial stages of some of that. Obviously aircraft's changed quite a bit in since his time from our time. So I imagine some of the strategies are different, but that it's kind of neat to see his contribution to the big scope of ultimately how we protect our country today. So
right.
Pretty cool.
By the way, one of the things I didn't mention, and I want to thank Juliana Halverson, city council lady. She's the one that got all this information that we accumulated for STEM and got that onto our website, so people can just go to the website and click and get all that information. So thank you, Juliana, for getting that up there.
When she's not, being a city councilor and doing all, she loves photography and technology, and she generally is the one who...
She's generally what we call the Energized Bunny.
Yes.
Energizer Bunny. She's always doing everything, helping us out.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, she was about 10 different places on the weekend. She's like that every weekend, but, that's kind of... So odds are you've seen her at somewhere.
That's true.
Good deal. But come on out. Come visit the museum. Come out today. Come out, but like I said...
Yeah, Bob Donnell's out there today holding down the fort.
So. Come down and visit Bob and ask him some questions and check out all the stuff down there. And like I said, it generally follows the flying schedule. So, around middays, you go there around lunchtime. During the week, you're going to see the museum open. So come on by and check that out. And like I said, always looking for, if you have an interest in volunteering, in whether as a docent or to hang some pictures and do that kind of stuff, whatever it is, would love to have your involvement. And of course, don't forget youth groups, any groups really. You're interested in coming out and working with the STEM or doing some of the stuff with the museum, partnering up on some of that. Don't hesitate to reach out. That's what they do. They work with groups all the time, trying to give them opportunities to get exposed to all this STEM technology. So
that's right.
Good deal. Did we get it all, Robert?
Well, not all. Oh, yeah, we got
all for now.
All we can get for now. Yeah.
all of the news that's fit to read, or whatever that old saying was. But
That's right.
Anyway, thank you, Robert. As always, appreciate the visit, and we look forward to our next one here. And in the meantime, just get on out there and check out the museum, and check out the website, wafbmuseum.org. And before you head out, go hit there and make a donation and read a little bit more about the museum.
One last thing.
Yeah.
I mentioned it last month, but Countdown 1945. That was published in 2020 by Chris Wallace, was the author.
Okay.
Number one bestseller. Really easy to read. It's the countdown as starts out, several months before dropping of the bomb in Hiroshima. But it talks about all the stuff going on with Truman and stuff like that. But it's very easy to read. And Bob Donnell said the best book he had read in a long time. And I feel the same thing. I gave it to my barber, and he goes, wow, that was great.
Nice.
So anyway, Countdown 1945 by Chris Wallace.
Excellent.
Okay,
Check it out. Your recommended reading for this week.
Recommended homework.
There you go.
Next month. Okay.
Thank you, Robert, as always. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
All right, 7:54. Quick update for news and breaks before more news.
Your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Authorities on Tuesday called off a 2-day search effort for a jet skier who went missing on Brantley Lake. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies responded to the state park on Sunday when the man was reported missing. A statement from Marine Enforcement Officer Ramon Carrillo said 2 men were working on a jet ski. They were testing it on the water. They went into Champion Bay, but the jet ski broke down again, and they were blown into deeper water by the wind. Only one of the men was able to get back to shore. Neither man was wearing a life jacket, Carrillo said. The missing man's name was not released. A proposed state Senate bill that calls for people accused of certain violent crimes to remain jailed with no bond until trial could cost the state up to $15 million each year. That's according to a legislative analysis obtained by a newspaper. The Santa Fe New Mexican said the fiscal impact report by the Legislative Finance Committee also cites concerns about whether the measure might violate the state's constitution. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. stocks gained in choppy trading on Tuesday as investors digested comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell about how long the fight to tame inflation may take. His comments came after a strong jobs report last week stymied rising hopes of less aggressive monetary policy. BP reported a record profit of $28 billion for 2022 and hiked its dividend, but infuriated climate activists by cutting back on plans to slash oil and gas output and reduce carbon emissions by 2030. The profit follows similar reports from Shell, ExxonMobil, and Chevron last week. Delta Airlines said Tuesday it will raise pay for its non-union employees by 5% on April 1st and increase a pool used for merit raises. Among those getting the increases will be flight attendants and ground workers. The wage hikes come as travel rebounds and the labor market remains tight. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death in New Mexico, but it's preventable. If you have high blood pressure or cholesterol, are overweight, smoke, or have other risk factors, it's time to talk to a cardiologist. The cardiology team at Artesia General Hospital has the experience and latest diagnostic technologies to help you identify your risk factors and diagnose and treat any heart health concerns you might face. One beat at a time, we're here for every heart. Request your cardiology appointment today at artesiageneral.com/heart.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
Although I heard, like, at least part of the folks from Duck Dynasty are beardless now. I remember seeing, is it Jace? The brother, I think he's the older brother, Jace, the one with the beard. Just kidding. I think his name's Jace. I think he's the oldest brother. He's the one who had the daughter who had the cleft palate. But anyway,
Thinking about Duck Dynasty.
He's
got rid of his like immediately.
Yeah, he's beardless.
I hated it.
Yeah, he's
Sean
beardless.
just knows what we're talking about.
No, I knew the Jason. I heard you guys talking about Jason. I knew the story.
So he's beardless. So you cannot be scared of him anymore.
I actually just came in from the other room to say, "Good job, babe." Literally one of my favorite runs of jokes from that show.
It is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News will be coming up here in just a few seconds. Next hour, we're going to have a replay interview with Joanne Lopez from the Chaves County Health Council and a couple ladies from the Pinwheel Healing Center as well, and talk about their services and what they do. So we'll play that interview for you next hour. I'll work on my beard if I can grow it out a little bit. I want to see the dad without a beard.
Oh, Willie?
Yeah, I want to see him without a beard.
I think his is a brand at this point.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see him beardless. Him and Cy. I'd like to see them.
Cy, I would definitely love to see his chin.
Beardless. All right, we'll be back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. House Republicans zeroing in on social media censorship, specifically Twitter's burying of the Hunter Biden laptop story just weeks before the last presidential election. Republican Congressman James Comer chairs the House Oversight Committee, says it's a big deal, pointing to collusion between the FBI and Twitter to suppress the story, which appeared first in the New York Post.
One survey found that 17% of Biden voters would not have voted for the Biden-Harris ticket if they'd known about the Biden laptop. But many Americans did not know about it because of a coordinated cover-up by big tech, the swamp, and mainstream news.
Comer's committee holding a hearing today, taking testimony from several former high-ranking Twitter employees. Republicans outraged by President Biden's claim made in last night's State of the Union speech that the GOP wants to cut Medicare and Social Security.
I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you.
That brought cries of liar, most notably from GOP firebrand Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Republicans also take issue with the president's claim that he is strong on defense.
The president says he sent a message by shooting down that Chinese spy balloon last week.
China threatens our sovereignty. We will act to protect our country, and we did.
But in the GOP response, it was Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
President Biden's weakness puts our nation and the world at risk.
And she insists whether the threat comes from near or far away.
President Biden is unwilling to defend our border, defend our skies, and defend our people.
The situation Sanders described as dangerous and unacceptable. Bob Agnew reporting.
Town Hall News joining forces with international nonprofit relief agency Food for the Poor to rush emergency relief, food and water to victims of the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. More information available on the website srnnews.com. More on these.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Attack on a UN convoy in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
First, the road was blocked with rocks, and then protesters attacked the UN peacekeeping convoy as it was returning to the city of Goma in eastern Congo. Videos show several trucks on fire. The UN mission, called MONUSCO, said 3 demonstrators died as the peacekeepers, accompanied by Congolese soldiers, tried to protect the convoy. Several vehicles were looted. There is a lot of anger as Rwandan-backed rebels have been advancing towards Goma. People in eastern Congo have long questioned why 18,000 UN peacekeepers cannot do more to stop the violence.
The BBC's Will Ross. Ukrainian President Zelensky making a rare trip outside of his country, daring to visit Britain in a bid for more advanced weapons as Kiev braces for an expected Russian offensive and hatches its own plans to retake land held by the Russians. News and analysis, townhall.com. More disturbing revelations in the brutal beating death of Tyree Nichols.
Documents say one Memphis police officer accused of beating the 29-year-old man took photos and sent them to other officers and a female acquaintance. The documents released by the Tennessee Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission say Demetrius Haley stood over Nichols as he lay bloodied and propped up against a police car and took the photos. In a request that Haley and 4 other officers charged with second-degree murder be decertified, the Memphis Police Department wrote, "Your on-duty conduct was unjustly, blatantly unprofessional and unbecoming for a sworn public servant." I'm Donna Warder.
LeBron James, the NBA's new career scoring leader, pushing his career total to 38,388 points, breaking the record that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held for almost 4 decades. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, indeed.
Only took 3 hours to get that right.
Dude, I have been through an ordeal today.
Yeah?
So I didn't know I had an app on my phone that was also tied to a weekly subscription. I don't remember downloading it. Maybe my kids downloaded it when they had my phone. I don't know.
That could be, yeah.
But I woke up this morning to a $3.75 charge on my account. I'm like, what's this now? Through Google Play. And it says it's for this app called Wonder AI Art. And they had a bunch of ads like a month or 2 ago on Facebook. It was like, this is what I imagine Mark Zuckerberg working at McDonald's would look like, and it showed the picture.
Okay.
And so they were real heavily advertising. as a hand signal. But it says on the thing, it says, "Oh, you can cancel anytime."
Yeah.
But it was such a hassle to get the thing to cancel. It would not. I could not get it to cancel. Everything okay?
Oh, it's me. Okay. I saw someone go in. I didn't see who it was. I was like, hey, someone just walked in there.
It said cancel anytime, but it made it. I had to jump through all these different hoops. And finally, I was like, okay, I'm just going to delete the app. Maybe that'll cancel the subscription. And then it popped up with this: just because you've uninstalled the app doesn't mean you've canceled your subscription. So I had to go through all these different pages.
They're still going to bilk you money.
Finally, I found the thing. Oh, hey. Finally, I found the thing and was able to uninstall it and cancel the subscription. But man, what a hassle it is.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind. If you use Google Play for anything, the Google Play Store, they make it real hard to opt out of paying.
So do you think it was? Because it sounds like something your daughter be into, like drawing and stuff.
Maybe she might like clicked an ad or something.
Yeah.
The way they do ads, like to even close them,
Sure.
there's like a little X at the corner, and if you don't hit the exact X, it won't close the ad. It'll go to the thing to download.
Sure.
So.
You got a check?
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
I'll give you a check plus. There you go for that. That was our grading system in my very first day of school. We get to it. They
Check
had
plus and check minus.
X's and originally I think it was the S's and the O's and the
satisfactory. No, it was
and
S, U, and I.
Well, there was N too.
Was there
like
N?
not satisfactory.
Oh, okay. Well,
Then there was
ours was satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete was the other one. Yeah.
Real quick.
Let me hold on. Let me turn your mic on. There you go.
Real quick, I looked up the actress for Benny from George Lopez, and that's Belita Moreno. So that and it's confusing because
That's right, because he thought Rita Moreno.
Yeah, but
was yeah.
Yeah, but then it turns out Rita Moreno is also playing Benny's mom on the new
George Lopez character.
on the reboot of George Lopez.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, good
And
for
even
him.
though they have the last name Moreno, they are not related.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Moreno is it's one of those more common Hispanic names.
Well, I'm wondering if she's.
But they're both like Ida Moreno. So
Right.
it's just so confusing.
I wonder because let's say, like you said, she's 91 now. She's kind of been out of the spotlight for years. You know what I mean? I haven't seen her in years. I wonder if
Now
she's doing financially okay. Now she had new movies
Doing
and
a comeback.
again.
They're gonna come back to her.
Or maybe she's building a nest egg for the next generation.
That's my theory. Is that she's making sure
It's
she's
like,
got
hey, I mean,
her,
it's just,
her
And
nest egg.
it reminds me of that thing you're talking about, MASH, with one day with Gene. And he was talking about, he said Alan Arkin was in it.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and the guy's name is Alan Arbus.
Arbus.
Yeah. The guy who is on MASH and says the ice, slide down the ice line.
Okay, yeah.
And that's
Not
so
Alan
weird.
Alda, that's the main character.
Because he
Come on,
looks like Alan Arkin. And it's like, is this guy like a clone?
This
like,
is Berenstain Bears all over again.
It really is.
Is he Alan Arkin under a different alias? Or
Let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Berenstain.
No,
Alan
seriously.
Alda, Alan Arkin, Alan Alba. Who are these people?
All these Allens.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
There's an Alan Arkin and an Alan Arbus, and they both look exactly the same. And it's Arkin, Arbus. It's just,
You know what always gets me is like someone we've known for years by one name, and then they get an award or something, and everyone calls them something different. And my example is Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
Everyone called him Max von Sydow for
I've always
every
heard
year.
Sydow.
I never heard anybody call him Sydow until he wins an Oscar, and then everyone's like Max von Sydow. I'm like even if you watch,
see, I called him Sydow.
and
Can
I
I
will
tell you-
point to Strange Brew, where if you look at the trailer for Strange Brew, they introduce the characters and they say, and Max von Sydow as whatever his character's name was. In that.
Can I tell you, it's funny that you mentioned this because I think I said this yesterday off the air. For most of my life, up until like mid-adulthood, I thought that Ralph Fiennes' name was Rafe Fiennes. Because for a long time, he was going by Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
But when people would say his name fast, they would say Ray Fiennes. And I, for the longest time, thought his name was Rafe
Yeah.
Fiennes. And that's the only person named Rafe I've ever heard of in my life.
Well,
But I just, 6 months ago, figured out that his name was Ray Fiennes. That messed me up
Yeah.
for a long time.
I still call him Ralph Fiennes, like the heathen I am.
Right.
What's the first movie you remember him from?
I don't, honestly. I can't. couldn't put
Voldemort?
one-
I would say most people think Voldemort.
That's right, he was Voldemort. I forgot about that.
For me, the movie that put him on my radar was the movie Quiz Show.
Oh, that was a good one. That's a good one, too, yeah.
He was the contestant. Quiz Show's, again, based off a true story of a a game show in the 50s where they were basically rigging it so that people would win and to make it more entertaining and stuff. So it was kind of like a precursor to Jeopardy or something where they'd ask these really tough questions and they put him in a soundproof booth and all that. And John Turturro's in it too. He was the original champ, and they decided they were done with him. And so Ray Fiennes' character ends up being the new champ and runs with it. And he's like a college scholar, so he's actually very smart. And he didn't have to cheat on, but he ended up they give him the answer. So basically, the movie's exposing the cheating of that game show. But Ray Fiennes is the main character in it. That to me was my movie that got me. I think he did English Patient and all that later, but I didn't care about that.
Yeah,
I didn't care about him again until Voldemort.
There was a movie a few years ago where I got introduced to him. I'm trying to look it up though.
All right.
Okay.
We'll wait.
We'll wait patiently with bated breath.
I'm just kidding. Let me give you the rundown.
But I've always said Max von Sydow, and then I'm just now hearing Max von Sydow.
That's how I always heard it growing up, until he won a Grammy or Oscar, and then it came out Sydow. The guy said Sydow, and I'm like, but like even movie trailers and stuff with him in it, Max von Sydow as blah 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 blah. So I was kind of hey, what happened? Did I miss a meeting?
What happened?
Did I miss a meeting? We're just going to call it something different now? I didn't get that. So there's a couple others, too. That's the first one that comes off the top of my head. A couple other names out there that I've heard. I'm like, I've never heard that name being pronounced that way before. So
You really mess with somebody, pronounce a name that everybody pronounces one way wrong. Be like, oh, I love that Al Pacino. Dude's great. Everything he's ever been in, Al Pacino, he's fantastic.
Al Pacifico?
Al Pacifico.
I like that Bob Hope.
Hope.
That guy's on to something.
I think it was Kingsman.
I want to tell you, boy.
Oh, the Kings. Okay.
Oh, the Kingsman. Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Well, that was more recent. That was after Harry Potter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was after Harry Potter.
That was that was the movie where I first got introduced to him.
That was about 5-6 years ago, right?
That's a trilogy now, right?
I think so.
I think they're working
I
on
think there's a couple of those.
Yeah, there's three of
the
them.
Kingsman.
I think
Secret
TBS
Service,
or TNT shows them every once in a while.
They're great. It's a great
I've never
movie.
seen them.
Even though Kingsman is a prequel, there's three of them.
Mm-hmm. You know what else is a great movie that or a great film series that kind of got slept on? The Transporter series.
I watched the first one and really liked it.
It's just
never seen one after that.
It's a crazy. It's like right up there with what's the other movie he's in?
Statham.
Expendables?
Yeah, no, he's in
Hard to Kill.
Crank?
Crank. It's right up there with Crank.
Is that the one where he's got the speed thing? Where he's got
levels of absurdity.
Something in his blood where he's got to keep his heart rate or something?
He's got to keep his heart. Yeah, he's got to keep his heart above a certain level.
Yeah, it's speed, but with a body.
But
instead of a car.
It's like there was a certain era of Jason Statham movies where he just went off the rails. He was doing The Transporter. He was doing Crank, the Crank series. And by the way, Crank is crazy. You ever seen Crank 2?
Electric.
That movie is whack, dude. He has an oversized mega monster scene in this downtown city with another human being that's inflated to a giant. But they're it's crazy. But they're like bad puppets.
They're trying to compete with Fast and Furious or something.
No, it's I think they leaned into the fact that
isn't that one called High Voltage or something?
Yeah, it is. They leaned into the fact that they were absurd and goofy, and so they went even more absurd and goofy in the second one.
Okay.
To the point where
like Fast and Furious,
they would zoom in on different parts of the thing, and at the bottom of the screen would say Google Maps.
That's funny. I keep saying Fast and Furious, so it's stuck in my head now.
Right.
A show that's a favorite of mine on Vice. It's called Icons on Earth. We've talked about it. They've done The Simpsons. They've done Star Wars. Yep. Well, they're in the middle of doing Fast and Furious right now, and I've only watched the first episode. I have not watched. They're about four deep right now. I've only seen the first one. I'm not that big into the Fast and Furious. I saw the first one. I may have seen parts of some of the other ones, but I couldn't tell you anything really about them other than the first one.
Right.
But the first episode's really talking about the first one, and I'm actually more impressed with that movie than I thought I was going to be after watching that. Because, to be honest, I know when they get in the later movies and they're going to space and all that nonsense, but that first movie and those stunts they were doing, a lot of that wasn't CGI.
No, it was
them
mostly
flipping
practical.
cars and like the scene where the car rolls up over a bus or something and flips over the other car and then land.
Yeah,
that was real.
I've seen how
not
they do
CGI'd.
that. On Fear Factor,
Okay.
They did
they have a special ramp that they use.
Yeah, a certain ramp that just pops the car up.
But they literally flipped them over while they drove the other car. Those were live people doing that.
Yeah.
And I was thoroughly impressed by that because I thought for sure, they got a computer to do all that.
Yeah,
now. And now I'm guessing by the time they go to space and some of that nonsense, it's in
by the second or maybe even third one, it was pretty much all CGI.
But
at that point.
First one was, and basically they also talk about how the whole franchise got started and what inspired it and all that. It was kind of cool. It actually started. There was an article in a magazine about this street racing in New York City, and there was a reporter that was literally in bed with the people that involved for like a couple of years, and he did this whole expose article on it, and basically some producers in Hollywood saw that expose and said, this make a great movie, and the rest is kind of history. It was written, but then they tried to put a call out to write it, and everyone kept writing it weird, and then the guy that ended up writing it in the story, it was, I can't remember the guy's name, but they turned it into basically he said it's a Romeo and Juliet story, and then Columbine happened, and so they're like, oh, we can't just make it, we got to, because, so they added the fact that Paul Walker's now a cop. And first it was originally a Romeo and Juliet between Paul Walker's character and Vin Diesel's sister. Yeah. Whatever her name is.
Ava Mendes, I think?
No, it's Rodriguez. Rodriguez. But anyway. And then it evolved to what the movie is, what you see, where it's the rival gang and the undercover cop falls in love with the mark, so to speak, and the rest is history. But yeah, that was it was kind of neat to how all that was fleshed out and everything. It's kind of neat to kind of see.
It's funny that the second Fast and Furious, Paul Walker drops a line in that movie that makes me laugh every single time, and it's how like when you're around black people, you talk different. Paul Walker was the ultimate example of that in the second movie. He's walking away with, I think it's like Tyrese or something. He's walking away, getting in the car. He goes, I said, forget about it, cuh. I'm like, did you just say cuh? C-U-H, cuh?
Like, what do you say, cuz anymore?
Yeah, it's like cuz, but that's cuh. It's a real thug way to say cuz.
Real. That's real.
Yeah, cuh. Man, I'm gonna get that sauce, cuh. That's like a way they say it. But the way he says, I said, forget about it, cuh. I'm like, you are... No, Paul Walker, no.
You don't get to say that. I feel stupid saying it.
Yeah, those movies are pretty diverse, actually, and that's why I like them.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I've only seen the first one with any kind of gusto. I think I've dabbled in the other ones, but I was like, this is stupid and ridiculous. I don't care anymore. So... But first one...
first one's great, yeah.
7 is good.
I'll take your word for that. I will take your word for that. How many are they up to? 12?
They just put out 8, and they're working on 9, I think.
Okay. Well, at this point,
I thought
they
9
know.
came out.
Or did 9 come out?
I don't know.
So now they're on 10? I don't
know.
So
who's the stars now? Is it still Vin Diesel, or is he out?
He's still on.
Yeah, he's still there.
Is The Rock gone?
I think Rock hates
I'll
everyone.
be darned. Fast X is coming out this year.
The 10th one?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Fast X, it's called.
It's like Final Fantasy.
I love how it says, it's the sequel to F9.
How did they deal with Paul Walker in the movies? Did he die in the movies, too?
He was like deep faked with his brothers.
That was so weird.
His brothers played his parts.
His brother came in and played the part, and then they deep faked his face. It was like one of the earliest deep fakes ever. They put his face over his brother's face. The scene is basically
Does he die in the movie?
No, he decides he's going to go off and start a family, and so there's this scene. What was it in 5?
It's in 7, and that's
7. Spoiler alert. There's a scene where him and Vin Diesel are sitting in cars, and that song, "It's been a long road without you, my friend," but starts playing, and there's 2 roads, and they take off racing each other first, and then one road goes down and one road goes up, and he's on the road that goes up and off and away, and then Vin Diesel takes off and drives away.
Like he's going to heaven.
Kinda.
It's very, very poetic.
What they didn't show was the deleted scene where he accidentally ran into that flying car from Greece. It was a terrible collision.
Or Vin Diesel shot a bazooka
Sandy
up that
lost
road.
her arm.
Well, isn't that just a
Tokyo Drift is a good one, too.
I don't know.
I met the star of Tokyo Drift.
Did you really?
Yeah, he was in that Roswell FM movie.
Oh, wow.
He was in that?
He had a bit part in Roswell FM. What's his name?
Oh, no, you're talking about the DK.
Yeah, he was
TK.
he was in Tokyo Drift.
Not the white guy in Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, he's
but
the Asian dude.
But the Asian one.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the Asian guy in Tokyo
Yes,
Drift.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I met him. You have too, I'm guessing. So, all right, it is 9:22. Probably should do some hourly show stuff instead of talking about Fast and Furious for 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 60%. Winds currently out of the west at 6 miles per hour. Today we are looking at sunny skies, 58 for a high. Winds out of the west early 5 to 10. They'll pick up a little breezy this afternoon, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 31. Winds will be out of the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, 48 for a high. Winds will be a-blowing tomorrow out of the north, 10 to 20 early, later increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear skies, chilly, overnight low of 19 with north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny skies, highs back near 50, northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then a little warmer for the weekend. Sunny, highs near 60 for your Saturday, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 32 Saturday night. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 67 for a high. And then Sunday night into Monday, they're talking rain chances, a 30% chance of rain for Sunday night and Monday with highs near 60 once again. All right, it is 9:23. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview we had yesterday with Joanne Lopez from the Chaves County Health Council and some ladies from Pinwheel Healing Center. That's on the other side. Don't go away.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 14 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Joanne Lopez back with us from the Chaves County Health Council. Good morning.
Good morning.
And then joining us also with Pinwheel Healing Mental Health. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, part 2, do I get right here? I think I got it right the first time, but we have Alex Bovey.
Mm-hmm.
and also Nicole Scarpa as well.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, ladies. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good, good. Okay, of course. Now, Joanne, obviously, for folks that aren't familiar, the Travis County Health Council, they are your resource. If you're trying to get in touch with finding doctors or finding access to insurance or other healthcare related things, of course, the Health Council probably best known now for two things. One is the back to school bash we do every August to get the health fair and get everybody get their kids their shots and everything updated and folks can get all that. The other thing is the 211, which is the official information hotline for Travis County for anything healthcare related, non-emergency. If you got an emergency, 911, your arm busted up or you're having a heart attack, call 911. 211 will not get you that any faster. Right. But if you're like, hey, I'm new to town, I need a new primary care doctor, or hey, I have a child with special needs, what kind of resources are available to me? 211. That's where we're talking about.
Absolutely. And for any organization listening, if I do not have your information, give me a call at 211 so we can get your information and I can spread the resource.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. And by the way, if you want to learn about like the next Travis County Health Council meeting and those kind of 211 will help you out there too. They'll be happy to do that. But really, one of the things that Joanne and the Health Council have been doing the last couple months is bringing some of these services of which you can find out about through 211. And today we have the ladies here from Pinwheel Healing here. So I guess we probably should start. Based on your name, I think we can kind of figure out you guys deal with mental health services and helping people with mental health, but kind of go from there, explain, exactly what you guys do for patients and people.
So our services have a wide variety of options available. One of the main things that we specialize in is our outpatient therapy. Okay. Most of this is through Zoom. There's a few options like in Albuquerque, Taos, Raton, where they do have those in-person finesse, but mostly in Roswell, because we're just getting started here, we haven't gotten an in-person therapist. Sure. What me and Nicole do is we do CCSS, also known as Comprehensive Community Services. Okay. And so basically, I like to explain it as wherever your point A is and you want to get to point B, we're going to help you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So let's just say that you have a goal of losing weight. We can go to the gym with you.
Okay.
If you have a goal of getting into a house, we can help fill out HUD vouchers. We can help look for apartments. We can help look for those types of things.
Sure.
So whatever effort you're willing to put in, we match it and
gotcha. So basically, it's kind of whatever you need. So if it's part of it is I got to lose weight, but I'm not motivated to go to the gym. I need that motivation and help and inspiration. And you're like, all right, well, guess what? Meet us at 6 a.m. at the gym. We're going to take you to the gym, or if it's like you said, I'm new to the area or I'm just out on my own and I have no idea how to fill out these insurance paperwork or whatever. Okay, we can sit down and go through that with you here. So really it's like, okay, what variables are your hurdles right now? Let's see what we can do to clear those so you can get to the next step in your whatever your end game is, recovery or whatever you're trying to do, lose weight or whatever.
Well, while working on the mental health side of it as well, because it just kind of a holistic approach to your healing. I mean, people are really suffering, I think, coming out of the pandemic and dealing with prices and dealing with children's going back to school, still getting sick. Everything's kind of hectic and I see a lot of people overwhelmed.
And let's face it, people, some people really need help with critical thinking and navigating that stuff. And, if you never had that training or don't understand it, and so so part of it is also just educating and helping people. And it's like, hey, what tools are you missing to be on your own? And how can we give you those tools, Yeah,
we really like to put our services into 5 domains. So it's independent and community living. Then we have work and employment, education and learning, social, and then recreational. Okay. And so those are our qualifying factors. So I feel like the first 3 are pretty obvious, but like with social, it's like, how are you maintaining and keeping relationships? What are your current relationships? And recreational is, are you sitting at home scrolling through TikTok, watching Netflix, doing absolutely nothing? Or are you actually getting out there and being able to fulfill your time in a wholesome way to help your mental health?
Sure. And I imagine too, you got generational issues too in some of that.
Yeah.
So obviously some older folks may not be as not willing to embrace more modern, TikTok, social medias and things like that. And then obviously we've just coming out of a COVID pandemic, and for a good year plus there, if you wanted to communicate with people, that was kind of the way to do it. So I imagine you probably, it ebbed and flows where people that were less willing to do, computer technology things through phone or Zoom, and some people just, that's not my thing, and so we all had to learn some of that, I think, during COVID. Right, but I imagine those people, just because you don't know how to work TikTok doesn't mean you don't like hanging out with people and meeting them and doing their thing. And so for some of those folks, it really was a void for a couple of years. And so now, and I don't care what you say, you get left to your own devices for a long period of time, it messes with you.
Yeah.
I don't care how mentally sound you are or unsound. At some point, things are going to start making sense to you that they weren't making sense a year ago. Yes. And that's where your mental health, and that's what we're talking about here. And that's because even the most regimented mental health person
we
is
see it
going
with
to
our
have
children. I mean, you can't tell me you haven't seen your kids get on the games for about an hour and come off irritable.
Sure.
I've tried to figure it out, but I can't. That's why we time limit, right? Because it overstimulates, I believe.
Sure.
I think that's part of it.
And let's face it, I'm a little older than you guys here, but when I played games as a kid, it was just you playing a game, you know what I mean? Okay, it's Pitfall or Fraud, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there wasn't a whole world on the other side talking and chirping, and Lord knows who's on the other side of that Call of Duty game or whatever you're playing. And so, you talk about bullying and all the things that we talk about protecting our kids from, maybe happening in places you didn't even realize it, because you're like, well, they're just down in the basement playing a video game. It's like, oh yeah, they got the whole world on their fingertips playing that video game.
Yeah, ask your kids how they're being treated every day, guys.
Yeah, and treating others, by the way, too.
Absolutely.
Your kid's not always the same. Sometimes your kid's the one bullying people.
When you're not around. Oh, definitely. They get caught up in that.
But the point is, parents, you need to really pay attention to that kind of stuff, because, like you said, your kid could be getting bullied, beat up, and you don't even know it.
Yep.
They're online.
Mental health starts there, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, and the unique thing about our services is we do take as young as 14 years old. So this isn't just for adults. This is for teenagers as well.
Sure.
And the other things that we do offer are things like IOP. So
intensive outpatient treatment.
There we go. And then we are trying to get a IOP, so an adolescent IOP.
Okay.
And this focuses on people who are in recovery.
Okay.
So centralizing around like drugs. And that's one of the things that me and Nicole deal with a lot with our services, is helping people get sober, stay sober, and walk that path of just being sober, which is really difficult.
Well, and let's face it, I think 99.9% of all abusers of alcohol, drugs, addicts, are trying to treat a mental health problem. I mean, they
self-medicating.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's that. That there's things in their life going not well, and therefore they're thinking, well, this bottle or this drug will make me feel better.
Sometimes it's as simple as getting them to the doctors for pain management. A lot of it's pain management.
That's true too. A lot of people too, they'll have a surgery or something. I mean, I've heard countless stories of through taking their pain meds and being
helping
addicted.
them manage the correct way, coping skills. We have trauma groups, right?
Yeah, we have anger management. We're starting up a grief group.
Good deal.
There's a lot of
We just want life to be filled with more quality, better quality.
And people also need to understand, even, because let's face it, I imagine when some of these groups, some people come willingly, other people are like, yeah, it's a bunch of hokum, they don't use hokum, they use other words, but you know what I mean? You get the gist. And let's face it, if they're mentally not happy, they're just there. I mean, you tend to look at the world with a glass half empty, and and we all do it. It's like, oh, what a beautiful tree. Yeah, probably gonna die in a month. And then they keep, you know what I mean? We all get that mindset sometimes, and so and that's where you nothing wrong to be a little sarcastic. I love it, but if you're constantly living that life, it's gonna mess with your head.
Absolutely.
It's going to create issues bigger than you just brushing something off.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys come in and say, hey, let's talk about this. Let's, that's, I mean, yeah, you have a right to be angry at what you want, but what you do with that and how you do it to people is where we got to say, okay, maybe we need to address this and talk about it and things like that. So I would imagine some come in a little apprehensive, but the point I was trying to make in all this is there's strength in numbers. Whenever you're dealing with depression or dealing with any of some of these things we're talking about here, you feel on an island. You know what I mean? You feel like no one can relate to you, no one can understand you. Unfortunately, you're lying to yourself because, quite frankly, almost every other person feeling like you can relate in some way, shape, or form. Okay, maybe not the exact story is the same,
right?
But a lot of symptoms are similar there. Something's not going well. And so when other people when other people have walked in the shoes that you walked into, you tend to just gravitate towards they understand, they get you. So these group meetings and things are, even though some people may think, oh, this is just, we're going to sit around and talk about our problems or, what you see on TV, like you see in movies.
There's science to it too. There's the part where, you can change your brain. This is science. It's not even hooey-fooey.
Yeah.
When your brain's been damaged by trauma and addiction, it literally changes. And now we can teach you how to, the skills you need to make that brain react and grow differently.
Sure. Absolutely. And let's face it, your life experiences impact how you view the world and things.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
So, when we talk about like PTSD and things like that, that greatly impacts. Imagine we talk about the mental, but that's physical changes all through that too.
Right.
And then again, we get down the same path of alcohol, drugs, because they're trying to treat
homelessness.
Homelessness. We're, literally they're in their brain, they're feeling like the world's coming apart, and they're doing the one thing they think, all right, well, at least I'm happy here, and it's that drug or that, and that's what we're dealing. I mean, I imagine you guys probably deal with like the homeless coalition and things like that a lot because they're constantly seeing and dealing with people that really need some mental help, here. Yeah. And so, but here's the good thing. You don't have to wait to go to that point to reach out to you guys and talk to you guys. As far as reach out to you guys, have a website or social media that for Pinwheel?
So our website's pinwheelhealing.com.
Okay.
And on there, you can make a referral at the bottom of the page. You can self-refer, or if you're a practicing person who feels like they have a client who needs to be referred over, you can make a referral that way as well.
Okay. Excellent. Very good too. How are like I said, you got professionals and things that do that, but do you have a need for volunteers? I mean, is there people that can help in any way? I know there's a lot of sensitivity issues and privacy, but some people are like, hey, can I just help out in any way, shape, or form? Is there any way you can help?
No, but we do have, what we have is a couple people that have done community service with us.
Okay.
And we have been helping. With just a couple hours, we're able to help people.
So maybe there's a few out there who need some community service. Maybe you can find a few things for them to. Because I would love to see some young teenage group that would be just to see what you guys do and kind of give them perspective. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
I mean, if they want to follow us around for a day, we would definitely have to sign HIPAA laws and everything.
Sure.
But obviously, that's something that we can discuss.
Good deal. I mean, I just, the more we put the spotlight on this stuff, the more we get, because let's face it, mental health has been that little shadow in the corner we don't want to talk about because they're little, and so we all play that image, and that's why we're so far behind in mental health compared to other areas of medicine. So we need to play catch up. So
something that the public may wonder is what is the qualifications for your program?
Well, like I said, anybody can do our outpatient services. CCSS is basically, like I said, that point A to point B. Like, how can we assist you? So ultimately, the qualifications are wherever you want to start and wherever you want to go.
If you have any barriers, then we're going to help you get
What
past
about
that.
Insurance or payments? How does that work?
So we do forms of Medicaid, and then we do take some insurances that are listed on our website. I don't know off the top of my head.
You don't have the entire list ready to go right now?
if you're on Medicaid, you can't get anything approved almost. So it's really good to be on. I mean, I feel great that our services are covered by Medicaid.
Well, and then again, if you need the services, come visit. We'll figure out a way to get it paid for. That's not the hurdle here. We're going to we'll figure that out. There's a program. There's ways. Joanne, that's where the resources of the Health Council come in.
Well, because also we can do treat first with you. So we can meet up with you up to 4 times for 4 hours each before you're even admitted into our services.
To get you insurance.
So just kind of, so set the table a little bit here and then you guys can kind of triage from there. It's like, this person needs way more than this, or, wait, I think with a few of this, we can get this person on the right path. And
exactly.
So please look it up. It's called Pinwheel Healing Mental Health. And you guys are here in Roswell, Chaves County.
Yes, sir.
And please, if you yourself are in the, maybe if you're just depressed, not feeling well, and you've talked to people and looking for another resource, reach out to Pinwheel. Call 211. They'll be happy to put you in touch with anybody here as well, or go direct to the Pinwheel website, or do you guys have Facebook? Or
tell them the address.
Oh, we're at 106 East Linda Vista, Unit 103.
Okay, where's that at?
Where like Blake's is?
Yes,
it's
on
kind
North
of
Main.
in that area.
Kind of behind Blake's there.
Corner of Main and Linda Vista.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't hear Linda Vista that often. That road.
Kind of tucked in
That's
there.
got that word street, right?
And then if it's by Blake's, I'm like, if it's by Blake's, I'm always like, ooh, they got good burritos. By the time I get past, I'm easily distracted.
Right. I hear you.
Let me find out you have a food addiction.
Yeah. I might be bad. Like, why does he keep getting bacon burritos from Blake's every day?
They are good, though.
Oh, man, they're big. Oh, man.
This is not a paid
Yeah, they don't advertise it. They're just big old tasty burritos. Sorry about that. Squirrel. But folks, we do want, that this is, take advantage of this. Please, it's there. Reach out.
We're here.
Don't feel embarrassed or like you're too good for this or this is something that, this is for real sick people. I'm not one of those people. No, we are all. And I don't care if you've lived on this earth for the last 3 years, you got some mental health you got to deal with, right? I don't care who you are, where you come from.
Have PTSD.
Or we all have had a rough 3 years,
Yeah.
and we all need to take care of ourselves a little bit. Give and love and support others. But at the same time, don't forget about the carriage you're walking around with.
Absolutely.
Here and take care of you.
It's a conversation worth having. There's nothing
Absolutely.
wrong with talking
and you
about
you can't help others if you don't have yourself right
Yes.
too. Or not do them justice.
Absolutely.
That's so. Please, even if Pinwheel's not for you, find something. Get something out there to help you navigate life and find you some happiness and joy and all the aspects of life that we love with humanity, not the stuff they love to throw at us ad nauseum. Good deal. Is there anything we missed that we wanted to share?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And don't forget, 211.
211.
That's the Chaves County Health Council's source for all things health-related, non-emergency in Chaves County. If you got a broken arm or your head's falling off, call 911. But if you're looking for resources, services, want to volunteer, offer your services,
Absolutely.
211 is a great resource.
And if you're in a crisis, don't forget the number 988.
Yes, 988, that's your mental health statewide.
Yes.
That's not just here in Chaves County. If you're here in New Mexico, here just 6 months, a year ago, they created this 988 line, and it's available, I believe, 24/7. If you're upset, happy, and a little worried, call 988. Someone will be there to talk to you and do whatever you want to do from that point.
Absolutely.
So, very good. And all right, I think we got it.
I think we got it.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Nice to meet you. Well,
thank you.
I hope to meet you soon again.
Sure.
Maybe not
Absolutely.
to utilize your services, but just to come in and
Yeah.
talk about them. I'd love to
Absolutely.
have that.
Absolutely.
So, I need my crazy. My crazy gets me
gonna
paid.
We're gonna have to take
I got a
this
radio
side.
gig, so I'm a little.
That's what keeps it going.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. All right, it is 8:33.
Authorities on Tuesday called off a 2-day search effort for a jet skier who went missing on Brantley Lake. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies responded to the state park on Sunday when the man was reported missing. A statement from Marine Enforcement Officer Ramon Carrillo said 2 men were working on a jet ski. They were testing it on the water. They went into Champion Bay, but the jet ski broke down again, and they were blown into deeper water by the wind. Only one of the men was able to get back to shore. Neither man was wearing a life jacket, Carrillo said. The missing man's name was not released. A proposed state Senate bill that calls for people accused of certain violent crimes to remain jailed with no bond until trial could cost the state up to $15 million each year. That's according to a legislative analysis obtained by a newspaper. The Santa Fe New Mexican said the fiscal impact report by the Legislative Finance Committee also cites concerns about whether the measure might violate the state's constitution. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Then the big lie. Oh, this is Donald Trump. He had 3 incidents. 3. We've been able to piece it together long after the fact. Now, they were minor incursions. They didn't last very long, but 3 of them we've been able to discover. Show me the satellite imaging that backs up that claim, because I don't believe a word of it. There's not a single person that worked for Donald Trump, not one, that worked in intelligence or defense ever heard about it. Every single person from John Ratcliffe to Mike Pompeo to Mark Esper to John Bolton, and it goes on and on and on. Chris Miller, they all said the same thing. Even Steve Daines in Montana said Biden should have shot the Chinese balloon down in Montana. Never mind Alaska.
The Conservative Underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-863-5858. That's 1-800-863-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-863-5858. That's 1-800-863-5858.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
This is Jason Espinoza with today's Capital Report. Since 1917, the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau has served as the voice of agriculture in New Mexico. As a member-driven organization with 30-plus county farm bureaus across New Mexico, they have developed legislative priorities designed to strengthen agriculture and rural New Mexico. Caitlin Spradley, the organization's Director of Communications, is helping educate state lawmakers about legislation impacting agriculture.
For New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau, we have 10 just very general legislative priorities that we are looking forward to representing our members on behalf of. Those legislative priorities include things like agricultural education, energy, labor, land use, natural resources and environment, rural resiliency, water, among other things. All of these topics are really relevant to our producers and their day-to-day lives on the farm and ranch, and already we're seeing some bills related to these topics. All of these legislative priorities were approved by our state board members. We are proud to be here in Santa Fe representing the grassroots policies set forth by our farmer and rancher members across the state of New Mexico.
According to the New Mexico Department of Agriculture, the total value of agriculture sector output from New Mexico totaled $3.49 billion in 2021. For the New Mexico News Network, I'm Jason Espinoza.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Microsoft stalled $68.7 billion deal to buy video game company Activision Blizzard has hit a fresh hurdle in the UK. Britain's antitrust watchdog says the deal will stifle competition and hurt gamers. CVS Health plunging deeper into providing primary care with an approximately $10.6 billion deal to acquire Oak Street Health. Oak Street runs primary care centers mostly for lower to middle income people with Medicare Advantage plans. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says if the U.S. job market further strengthens in the coming months or inflation readings accelerate, the Fed might have to raise its benchmark interest rate higher than it now is projecting. It was a lower open this morning for Wall Street's benchmarks amid ongoing concerns about interest rates and recession. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Looking for a delicious lunch or dinner? Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. Dine in or carry out. Sample the best Asian cuisine in town. Try their stir-fry rice with pork, chicken, beef, or all three. How about their pad thai chicken, sesame chicken, or sweet and sour chicken? Or try their glass noodle and Thai beef salad, all made fresh to order. Dine in or call ahead and pick up at the Asian Market today.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call
575-840-5309.
So you think drinking alcohol can't hurt you? It'll mess you up big time. Say adios to large chunks of your brain. Major damage is already being done. Other parts of your body are getting wrecked too. Forget about sports, forget about school, forget about doing much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life.
Sponsored by the NMDOT.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:55. Got a couple minutes here before we wrap up the show. I always would like to remind you, if you miss any part of the show and like to check it out at your leisure, you can do so anytime. KSVPTV.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. And there you will find all of our interviews. And you can watch till your heart's content.
That's right, Mackie.
There you go.
Yeah, and subscribe to our YouTube. And
if you're a sports fan, like in our high school sports and stuff,
Yep.
I mean, you can go to KSVPTV.com, but you can find all of that on our YouTube channel as well. We have a YouTube channel. We predominantly keep all of our sports and things over there. But if you want to watch some of our stuff, then come over to KSVPTV.com.
Give us a like, subscribe, smash that thumb.
There you go.
There you go.
Absolutely. I got to...
real quick, I just want to bring up the show ended a little bit awkwardly yesterday.
Oh, I guess I had your mic off.
Yeah, I was talking to you about Last of Us, and then we were just talking about that. And
then the Last of Us.
The last of the hour ended.
Yeah.
and my mic wasn't turned on, so it sounded like he was talking to himself.
Oh,
I do that frequently.
Not
Talk to myself.
Yeah.
I do have a question. This is going to be okay boomer type question.
Okay.
I've noticed in the last month or so, Facebook, like if you want to like something or comment or particularly like or whatever, now they have this thing with stars. Like view with stars, comments with stars.
Like,
and I'm
say you like the episode?
I haven't seen that.
You like the show that you're watching?
No. Well, it's a Facebook feature now.
I haven't
so
seen
when
that.
you're like commenting or you hit like a post or something.
Is this like the web-based version of Facebook?
I don't know.
Because I
I've
only
seen it
access Facebook on my phone.
I only usually see it
you
like
mean like the YouTube used to have it like 5 out of 5 stars?
Well, I don't know what
videos?
it means. It's almost like
where you rate it.
I don't know. That's what I'm questioning. I don't know what the stars mean. I see this comments with stars, and I'm like,
I go to React on here, and I just get my normal lineup of.
Well, when
reactions.
I look at like the comments, and it'll say something about comments with stars, like as an option.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
I haven't checked Facebook either.
Let me see if I can see it on my phone. I don't know where I've seen it on the computer or on the phone, but I've seen it. And maybe if I'm logged in as not me, but one of the radio stations.
I'm going to assume it probably has something to do with like a premium upgrade of some type.
I don't know Facebook.
I haven't seen a star system on the.
Yeah,
ratings.
see now I'm seeing most rail. No, but there was one that said something with comments with stars. I didn't know what that meant.
Now, are you sure it was Facebook? Sure, it wasn't like an Instagram or?
Yeah, I don't do Instagram.
Okay,
it was Facebook. I do Twitter and I do Facebook, and that's it. And it wasn't on Twitter. It was Facebook. See, now it's going to make me a liar, but I swear I've seen it multiple times with stars.
That's I don't remember seeing that. No, that's
now I'm going
that's
to
weird.
screenshot it when I see it.
Yeah, please do, because I'm curious.
Because I've seen it, and I'm like, okay, what is this about?
I wonder if you know what? I bet it has something to do with like if you're on a business page, you can rank them by stars.
Maybe
I think at that point you can because you're ranking the business.
Okay, maybe because I got to be honest. When I saw this concept, I was thinking it was like the OnlyFans stuff where isn't that how that works? When you give them money, you give them credits or stars? Or
no,
I have no idea. I've never done it.
I mean, I've told from a friend. You pay your subscription. You find if you find a person that you want to follow, you follow that person, and they have their own subscription model. You pay a certain amount of money a month, and you have access to their page.
So I thought they did some of them tokens or
some of them do free access or very low cost access to the page, but then you pay per video, picture bundle, stuff like that.
So I thought there was maybe that's an older
then there's
technology.
other ones that have menus.
Yeah.
Again, this is all just from what I've heard from other
Allegedly.
people. Allegedly.
I don't because I'm not, but I am kind of curious. I was like, what is that about? But
I don't even see the stars.
Yeah, I swear.
You have to go out. You have to go out in the country really late at night.
Yeah, the city lights.
It did mess with it.
It messed them up. So, I will keep looking, and then we'll try to show it to you when I see it. It might be. It might be me just old, and I wear that badge of honor.
I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. And then it was, what are those things that don't even exist?
Well, they do. I've seen them. They do exist.
What? Oh.
It's not what it looks like.
No, it's
okay. Did you find my stars?
He was showing me his OnlyFans page.
Well, no, it looks
That's
like
why I had to look so close.
It's like a drive-through lane, and she's holding like a hairdryer, I think, or something. But it looks like she's pointing a gun at the guy in the car.
Yeah. Oh wow! Well, that's awesome. All right, we got to go.
Yep.
Have an amazing day.
It's funny.
We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. Have an amazing day, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. President Biden used his State of the Union address to urge for more bipartisan cooperation in Congress.
The president made the case that much of the nation's important work remains unfinished, and he called on lawmakers, specifically Republicans, to work with him to finish the job.
If we could work together the last Congress, there's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well.
Despite his call for bipartisanship, the president issued some veto threats. In the end, he declared that the State of the Union is strong because the soul, the backbone, and the people of this nation are strong. Greg Clugston, Washington.
In the GOP response to the State of the Union, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders criticized the president for being out of touch with the concerns of everyday Americans.
Americans want